At the Insulaco Arena at Marywood University, this is Marywood Pacers women's basketball right here on TV-Marywood. Tonight, it's a matchup of old CSAC foes as it's your Marywood Pacers and the Gwynedd Mercy University Griffins. Hi, everyone. Along with Mike Donato, I'm Brendan Murphy. A pleasure to be with you this evening. The Pacers come into this one winners of 2 straight, picked up wins over Immaculata and Cabrini. Played extremely well in those games. Natasha Hessling had another big game, another double-double, and another record-breaking performance. 22 rebounds in the win over Immaculata.
That's the second time this season she's broken that same record. She's looking very strong, coming to their own team.
Pacers come into this one. They are in 3rd place in the Atlantic East now. They've catapulted up the standings in the last week, but they are going to be without one of their biggest stars in Araya Augst. She's out with an illness tonight, and Kate Riley will be starting in her stead. So it'll be interesting to see how Riley plays in place of Augst.
Yeah, and to go along with that, it's going to be interesting to see how, not just how Marywood copes with that, but how Gwynedd copes with their leading scorer, Susan Bosler, being out for tonight's game.
That is true. Susan Bosler is out for the Griffins tonight. We do highlight her, but we only found out she's not playing a minute or 2 ago, so bear with us a little bit. So let us take a look at who's in the spotlight, and we're going to start with Natasha Hessling, the Pacers' star, averaging a double-double this year, 10 overall on the year, 7 Conference Player of the Week selections, along with last week, the ECAC North Player of the Month for the month of December, and as we said, for the second time this year, broke the school record for rebounds.
She's also been double-digit rebounds for every game this season except for one, so you got to keep her off the glass if you're Gwynedd.
Emily Theobald has also played well, averaging a touch under 10 points a game and about 5 rebounds a game. She slowed down a little bit on the offensive end, but she still makes a very good contribution to this team on both sides of the basketball. On the other side for Gwynedd Mercy, we do highlight Bosler. She is the team's leading scorer and leading 3-point shooter at 39%. That's going to be a big, they're going to miss her a lot for Gwynedd Mercy. We also highlight Shannon Carroll, a 5'9 sophomore. She averages 10.6 a game and 5.5 rebounds a game and is a big force inside for the Griffins. So we are just about set to get underway here at the Insulaco Arena. When we come back, we'll have your starting lineups and the opening tap right here on TVM. and welcome back to the Insulaco Arena for the start of our women's game between Gwynedd Mercy and the Marywood Pacers. Let's quickly take a look at our starters, and let's start here for Gwynedd Mercy. It is Denise Sacco, a 5'4" junior guard, getting the start at 1 guard. Olivia Roseman, a 5'5" senior, at 2 guard. Sydney Thompson, a 6' sophomore, number 15, gets the start, a 6' sophomore. Cheyenne Fine, a 6' junior, number 35, gets the start at the 4. And Shannon Carroll, the 5'9" sophomore, gets the start underneath. So on the other side for your Marywood Pacers, we do have a bit of a shakeup. As we said, Araya Ongst is out with an illness. Kylie Wires gets the start at 1 guard, the 5'5" freshman guard. Kate Riley gets the start at 2 guard, a 5'8" freshman, number 14. Emily Theobald has done a great job underneath for the Pacers, the 5'10" sophomore, number 20. Alyssa Olsen, the 5'8" senior, number 25. And Natasha Hessling, the 5'9" senior, number 35. So both of these teams, without one of their brightest stars, should be could play a huge role into deciding this one tonight.
It looks that as a result of that, both teams are going with a slightly larger lineup. Like, you look at the Griffins, they have 2 6-foot people in there down low.
Yeah, you have Thompson and Fine underneath, and both of them in their own right play very well for the Griffins underneath. They do a great job rebounding the ball and getting an outlet pass off a defensive rebound. So the Pacers are in their home white. They're going to move right to left. The Griffins in the road black moving left to right, and the Pacers will control the opening tap.
Right away, it seems like Gwynedd's coming out in man-to-man defense. Be interesting to see how they play Natasha down low.
They do get it into Hessling, and they're kicking it around. Actually, it almost looks like they're in a 3-2 zone as Theobald knocks one down from the top of the key. So the Pacers are on the board early on, but I'll tell you what, 3-2 zone early on for the Griffins, and when you have a zone defense, you really got to work on passing the ball inside. That's a 3-ball gone long by Sacco, and it will go out of bounds, last touched by the Pacers, so it will stay right here with the Griffins.
Looks like the Pacers are coming out with a 2-3 zone.
3-ball is good by Sydney Thompson. And it's our first lead change of the evening as Gwynedd hops ahead quickly here early on in the first. Wires is going to get a screen from Hessling, kicks into the corner. Olsen, that's her sweet spot, but she misses. And the rebound is corralled that time by Cheyenne Fine.
Good box out.
Pass inside to Fine, and Theobald lost her as Fine gets it in. 5-2 Griffins early on. And they are in, I guess they might have switched to man-to-man. 3-ball by Riley doesn't go. And hit off the shot clock. So it is out of bounds, and it will go back to Gwynedd.
Looks like when they're pressing with the 3-2 zone, 3 up top, and then when the Pacers get into their offense, they move into a man-to-man defense.
That's kind of an interesting style of play. It's something that we don't usually see too much at the collegiate level. Fine inside is going to be fouled by Hessling. But that's something you can kind of see more in the NBA because they have more time to practice it. But ultimately that is what the Griffins are running early on out of the gate. So that will send Cheyenne Fine to the free throw line.
Makes the first.
Second one comes off, but an offensive rebound by Thompson. Good box out of Theobald.
Good cross.
Three ball
pass.
by Thompson, doesn't go. Hessling picks up her first rebound of the evening. Wires, the three ball doesn't go. Rebound by Fine. Griffins push it up the floor. Sacco kicks over to Thompson. Back inside to Sacco. And she pulls it out around the three-point line and gets a screen. Finds, that's Olivia Roseman as she knocks down the three ball. 9-2 Gwynedd early on. And we're going to have a foul on Thompson here as Wires got tripped up. But a slow start for the Pacers out of the gate. 1 of 4 from the floor. And they are missing their best three-point shooter in Araya Augst. And only time will tell how that affects the team over the course of this game.
One thing to watch out for is going to be Fine versus Hessling on the boards.
Olsen knocks down the three ball. And that cuts the leading half. Fine kicks over to the corner. That's Carroll. Carroll comes up short. Rebound by Emily Theobald.
Hey, keep running it. Look, you got somebody wide open. What are we doing, Todd?
Olsen doesn't get it, as it is Roseman that comes out with it. Roseman cross-court pass to Carroll. Under 10 to shoot, pass inside to Fine. She loses it into the arms of Wires. And she'll pull it out, the three ball, and she knocks it down. And it's back to a one-point game. Three ball by Thompson, and she answers back.
Pass is tipped.
Wires controls it at the top.
Shot doesn't fall.
Cross-court pass inside. Carroll underneath. And a timeout taken by Pacers head coach Gabby Halko. So with this timeout here early in the first, that gives us a chance to check in on the standings in the Atlantic East Conference. As we said in the open, the Pacers have catapulted up the standings. They were in 5th last Wednesday and have leapfrogged Here we go, and they have leapfrogged Newman and Immaculata. Everything else has stayed the same. You have Marymount at the top at 5-0. They've been playing very well, far and away the favorites in the conference. Cabrini 4-0. The Pacers up at 3-2, won both of their last 2 games. Newman at 2-3, Immaculata 2-3. Then you have Gwynedd Mercy at 1-4, and Wesley winless in the conference at 0-5. Full court press here out of the timeout for the Griffins as Theobald finds Olsen and they find Riley in the corner. Riley takes the three ball, doesn't go, and we're going to have a foul underneath, and that's going to be on Morgan Shamrow, who's just into the game.
5'8" freshman guard, number 24. And it'll be an over-the-back foul.
That time it looked like the Griffins were pressing in like a box. You had 2 up front, 2 back, and you had the...
Yeah, it's the old 2-2-1 press, as they call it. It's very effective when it's run right, because that press, if you run it right and you draw the offensive player to the corner, that can lead right into a trap. 3 ball at the top, doesn't go. Rebound pulled down by Sacco. Pass into the corner.
That's a 2.
The long 2 is good that time. That's Emma Keel just into the ball game, the 5'8" freshman out of Philadelphia. Riley, the give and go to Hessling. Pass cross court into the corner to Shamrow. She knocks it down, and a timeout will be taken by Griffins head coach Keith Mondillo.
On that play, it looked like the 3 in the back for the Griffins were too tight in central. They left the corner wide open for that.
Shamrow, we've seen it a lot from her. She can knock down the 3 ball, and that will be huge if she can knock down the 3, because it's kind of an unknown as to how long Augst will be out, because we're not really sure exactly what's wrong with her. We just know she is out with an illness, but it could be 1 game, it could be 3 games, it could be the rest of the season. We don't know. So Shamrow's going to have to step up in a big way, and she has so far, knocking down that big 3. Pass inside underneath, and the easy lay-in for Marissa Sullivan.
Griffins are scoring a lot of points in the paint early on. Really attacking the glass, too, offensively.
Tipped pass that ends up into the arms of Hessling. Shamrow's going to find Olsen at the top of the key. Doesn't get it, but we're going to have a foul underneath.
Let's go, stack 2.
That
Stack
one
2.
goes on Emma Keel. That's her first. Olsen, the give and go to Theobald, and it's into the arms of Sacco going the other way. And the hoop and the harm is good. Riley picks up the foul. And Sacco will have a chance to add 1 more. The Griffins are hot out of the gate. 20 points, could be 21 with a made shot here.
And we still have 3 minutes left in the quarter, too.
And it is 21 now, as it's a 10-point lead. The largest of the evening so far for the Griffins. The Griffins are already shooting 8 of 12.
That's a 3 for Shamrow.
3 ball there.
Shamrow with another 3 from the right corner.
Just like I said, she can shoot it. She's just got to get the minutes and step up and make them. Another 3 ball to answer back. Doesn't go. Good job following her shot, but it goes out of bounds. And it will stay. It will go back to the Pacers, rather.
Checking into the game, number 42, Shannon Carroll, and number 4, Olivia Roseman coming back in.
I'll tell you what, I like what Gwynedd does with their subs. They get them in quick.
Hey, wheel 2.
That shot comes off.
Gwynedd looking to push the tempo.
That one doesn't go. Carroll with the rebound and over Shamrow. And it's back to a 9-point game.
It's too many second chance points. They're allowing way too many offensive rebounds.
Well, it doesn't help that you have Gwynedd, a team with multiple players above 6 foot, as Theobald knocks down the jumper Theobald is your tallest player at 5'10", and doesn't even play center. That's Natasha Hessling's job. And another 3-ball for the Griffins. That's Roseman again.
Gwynedd shooting an amazing 62.5% from the field to open up the game. Shamrow.
Corner 3.
Another 3, this time from the left corner.
3 balls for Morgan Shamrow early on.
They're finding her open. You play the zone, you leave the other side open most of the time.
We know Gwynedd is a good scoring team. They're second in the Atlantic East in terms of scoring average, averaging about 67 points a game. Pacers, on the other hand, fifth in scoring, 58.3 points per game. But this one has the makings of being a very high-scoring game if they keep this up.
Yeah, Wires checking back into the game for the Pacers. She's on the ball right now.
Look in, look in, look in, look in, look in!
Theobald backs down. The up and under doesn't go. Hessling on the offensive boards, and she'll be fouled.
It's the first time the Pacers are going to the line this game.
26-19 in favor of the Griffins. 45 seconds remain in the first quarter. Hessling knocks down her first. That foul was on Monet Magorda. That was her first. And Hessling goes 2 of 2 at the line. Hessling, I tell you what, has done a much better job at the charity stripe this season than in years past. She was no more than maybe a 60% free throw shooter her first 3 seasons, but her free throw percentage is up over 70 this year. She's done a very nice job.
And not only that, it appears she's getting to the line more often, too. So it's not like her percentage is only going up. She's getting more attempts, too.
Theobald, shot from the elbow, doesn't go. Shot clock is off. 11 seconds for the Griffins to get a shot off. That doesn't go, and it kicks back out. 3 seconds. A deep 3-ball to beat the buzzer doesn't go. Give Hessling a rebound, and that's the end of the first.
All quarter long, the Griffins been looking to push the tempo, and we've seen it right there. They're getting shots up very quickly.
Both teams are. I mean, it's been a quick start. I mean, 26-21, and if this holds, Gwynedd Mercy could be looking at 100 points.
It's starting to look like an NBA game with the score line.
Yeah, you ain't kidding. And I know you watch a little more of the NBA than I do, but so for those of you that don't know, this is Mike's first game with us here at TV-Marywood. So, Mike, why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about you?
Recently switched majors to digital media broadcasting. So I'm going to be helping out a lot with these games, whether it be here at the desk here, on camera, helping out, or in the back room. I'm going to be helping out a lot more. I also play soccer here.
And a big thanks there to Jay for our first half stats. But so you're a goalie.
Sophomore goalie.
Did I ever tell the viewers that I'm not a big fan of soccer? Because I know you know because I say it to you a lot. But,
wow, that's an interesting stat. Gwynedd's played 9 people already just in the first quarter alone.
They do a good job of getting people into the game. And I tell you what, there's a reason why they win games out of conference. But you can't take Gwynedd lightly. Like, they're always a good team. So that 1-4 conference record, you can't take that lightly, but they've already played
18 games.
They've already played 18 games. They've played Immaculata already, and they lost. They've played Newman already. They've played Marymount already. They've played the top teams in the conference, and that goes to show their 1-4 record, but they're also without their best players. So Pacers are without their best shooter, and Shamrow again can't get it. But the Pacers without their best shooter and the Griffins without their best player.
The Griffins love to run in transition.
Carroll's going to have it. Their leading rebounder, averaging a touch under 6 a game. Pass inside, into the corner. Doesn't go. Alyssa Olsen corrals the rebound. And they're going to get a hand check before the shot.
It's going to be a Pacers ball underneath.
Into Shamrow. That shot was blocked. Griffins pushing it the other way in transition, and they're going to slow it up as they pull it out. Carroll's guarded by Hessling in the corner. She gets by her, but she misses. Good defense there by Hessling as Olsen corralled the rebound. Kick into the corner. Shamrow again doesn't get it.
Griffins looking to push the tempo again.
It's a bit of an ill-advised shot there by Shamrow, but she is shooting and she has made her shots, so she's 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. She made her first 3. Inside, Fine doesn't get it. Another rebound for Hessling.
It's good help defense from
Olsen,
Shamrow there.
Pardon me. Cross-court pass, and it's tipped away by Sacco, but they're going to call it off wires. Did not see it go off wires, but that's why I sit back here. The official made the call, and it's Griffins basketball. Kick into the corner. Thompson, the 3-ball. She knocks it down. That's the third 3-pointer for Thompson. Olsen's going to drive, and the easy lay-in goes in. Actually, it was a little bit of a difficult lay-in for Olsen, but she made it nevertheless, and it's a 6-point game. Carroll, the step back from the elbow, doesn't go, and Fine knocks it out of bounds, and it's going to go back to the Pacers.
Kate Riley checking back into the game for the Pacers, replacing Shamrow.
Actually, they're going to take Theobald out. I think he jumped the gun a little bit there, but they kind of jumped the gun on all of us because it did look like Morgan was going to come to the bench. They get it up half court. Riley drives on Carroll, and she's fouled hard. So Riley's going to go to the free throw line.
Last few possessions, it looks like they've been pressing a little bit less pressure on them in the backcourt. Almost like they're letting the Pacers into the half court now.
First one goes.
Second one falls as well. Now the Pacers pressing.
Just with wires, though, so it's a little bit of a man-to-man press.
Looks like they're playing man-to-man all around the court now, too, not just in the...
They went for the trap out of the press. Not a bad call. Coach Holko did say in the beginning of the season that she likes to press a lot. And we have seen it early on as there's a scrum for the ball on the floor, but Carroll comes out with it. Pass into the corner, got Shamrow in the air. That shot comes off as they beat the shot clock, but the shot doesn't go down for Emma Keel.
That was a good job by Shamrow leaving her mark to come over and intercept the pass there. Second time she's done that this quarter.
Wires is going to be called for travel. And it'll go back to the Griffins. 6:17 remains here in the second. 29-25 Griffins.
Scoring has slowed up a little bit this quarter.
The drive and the block by Olsen. Great play defensively to get the block on Roseman.
Three by Thompson. No.
Doesn't go.
Rebound Hessling.
That's another one for her early on. Let's see. That is number 5. Olsen inside the easy lay-in. 2-point game.
And Griffins come right back with a layup of their own before the Pacers can get set on defense.
Looks like Gwynedd was going to go into that 3-2 zone, but they sent it into man-to-man. Wires drives and is fouled, so she'll head to the free throw line.
Here you go, put him in, Kai.
Probably going to see more of that man-to-man from them. This way the shooters don't get open like they have been.
That's the problem with playing a zone defense is if you have a good three-point shooting team like the Pacers are, they're the top three-point shooting team in the conference. When you play a zone, that leaves the three-point shooters open on the corners.
Theobald checking in for Hessling.
Hessling getting a much-needed breather. With only 8 players suited up tonight, it is a bit of a struggle to keep everybody fresh.
It's also a credit to how fit these players are.
Three ball doesn't go. Good box out by Wires. And they're going to get Sacco on an over the back.
And is that 2 on Sacco or 3? I believe that's 2. So she's going to have to play a little bit more carefully. The Griffins bringing back their press with 2-2-1. Actually, no, that one looked like
see,
a 3-2
that's a
press.
2-2-1. It brings it right into a trap. And it brings them into their into the zone. Olsen misses that one.
And the Griffins look to push the tempo.
Three ball doesn't go. Wires with another rebound. A good box out. And she'll be fouled again.
That one on number 35.
That's
Cheyenne Fine.
And that will send Wires to the line again as the Pacers are in the bonus. Almost couldn't find Wine here on my my roster sheet. First free throw good there from Wires. A couple of weeks ago I created a couple of new roster sheets. Kind of stole some templates from the NBA that looked pretty good and just put everybody's names on here, but I didn't have a chance to cut it up and put them together today, so I'm kind of all over the place.
And with that made free throw, this game is now tied at 31 with 4.5 minutes left in the half.
Three ball from Roseman, and she knocks it down. Roseman was one of those players that would need to step up in the absence of Susan Bosler, but she's a good three-point shooter, but at the same time also is the team's leading shot creator. She's assisted. She gets about 4 assists a game.
Checking in for the Pacers, number 15.
That's Cara Romaniello into the game for the Pacers. And for the Griffins, it's Tulu Omale back in.
I think that's the first time she's checked into this game. made shot from the Pacers. Three ball up, and it falls.
Roseman again.
And the Griffins getting their lead back up to 4.
I'll tell you what, Roseman's a product of Allentown Central Catholic down in Allentown, and that school breeds three-point shooters, and Roseman is no different. And that's not just on the girls' side; that's on the boys' side as well.
Pacers going to the free throw line again. That's 6 fouls in the quarter for the Griffins to the Pacers 0.
Riley at the line again. It is a 4-point lead for the Griffins, 37-33, with exactly 3 minutes left in the first half.
Hessling checking back into the game for the Pacers, replacing Olsen.
Olsen's going to get a breather, or a well-deserved one as well.
She's done a good job getting to the hoop this game.
She does. She does a great job. She's already got 4 rebounds and 7 points.
This is the second shot falls. It's now a 3-point game.
Shamro's still the team's leading scorer at the moment with 9 points.
And I
3 ball doesn't go. That ends up into the arms of Wires. They only have 1 rebound for Kylie Wires on here. That's not right. She's got at least 3. Okay, now she's got 2. But still, she's got at least 3 or 4. Theobald from the top of the key doesn't get it. And a late foul is going to be on.
That's a second
Hessling.
foul. Guess they thought she might have reached over or something on that.
Didn't think she was anywhere near the play, but that is going to be Hessling's second foul. And Coach Holko wants a timeout.
Oh, no, it's not a timeout. Number 20, Emily Theobald's over at the trainer's table.
Looks like she's got a
hand or finger that needs to be...
Yeah, it looks like she might be getting a Band-Aid on there. So she's going to have to sit down at least for a minute.
Checking into the game for the Pacers, number 34, Marissa Fernandez-Tierney. And Hessling's on the bench too now as well.
Well, she's got 2 fouls. That's pretty big.
Coach Holko's playing it safe. Foul called on Wires, and the Griffins will get it out on the side. Theobald checking back in, finger wrapped up.
Wires is going to get a breather. But for Marissa Fernandez,
that's a nice block from
Fernandez-Tierney. Is going to bring it up the floor. It's been a tough week for her and her family with the passing of Marissa's mom. Again, we do leave our thoughts and prayers with her and her family, but this is her first game back for the Pacers, and I'm sure she's playing with a heavy heart, playing for her mom. Alzheimer's is an absolutely devastating disease. I know my grandmother passed away from it back in July, and I tell you what, it is not something that's not something to be taken lightly. You get that. It is not fun to watch a loved one go through something like that, because you're basically losing them before they're actually gone. And it's so absolutely horrible, and that's why I'll always be kind of an advocate for trying to bring more awareness to Alzheimer's. That was part of the reason behind the purple in the outfit today. Just to bring about more awareness for Alzheimer's research as we try to find a cure for that absolutely horrible disease. Meanwhile, it is Kate Riley who controls the ball for the Pacers. We're under a minute as Carroll tried for the block, but she does pick up the foul. That's her second.
Checking back into the game for the Pacers, Shamrow.
Shamrow is at the desk waiting to come in, as she'll come in after the first free throw attempt by Riley.
First shot falls, making this a 2-point game.
Sydney Thompson is back in for the Griffins as Carroll's going to take a seat with her 2 fouls. Romaniello checks out for the Pacers. Some quality minutes out of her. She's done a lot of that this year. Doesn't really score that much, but she does put up a lot of quality minutes for this Pacer squad. Second free throw is off the mark for Riley.
And we are under 1 minute remaining in the half, too, with that.
Thompson kicks. Underneath Roseman, she misses, and it's going to be Fernandez Tierney, who barely stayed in bounds. Her foot was it was less than an inch from the line. Riley takes the 3-ball in and out. Rebound by Omele.
And Griffins looking to push the tempo with no shot clock remaining. Now appearing to slow it down.
Off, less than 20 seconds remain in the first half. 37-35. The Griffins likely should hold for the final shot of the half.
Well, you see Coach Mondillo of the Griffins calling a play out from the sideline.
As that one's going to go that time for Jill Kane, and they're not going to get a shot off before the half. And that's going to do it for the first half of action here from the Interlaco Arena.
Your score at the half, Griffins 39, Pacers 35.
So we're through 2 here at the Interlaco Arena. We'll come right back at your way for the start of the second half with our first half statistics when we come back. And welcome back to the Insulaco Arena for the start of the second half. Let's quickly take a look at our first half stat line, and it was a tale of two quarters for both teams, really, as you see Gwynedd Mercy there. They're at 39% shooting overall in the first half. If you look back at the first quarter, though, they were 53% from the floor, 44% from three. Second quarter, they were 37% from three and 25% from the floor. So it has kind of been a tale of two quarters. The Pacers' shooting numbers stayed pretty stagnant, but still weren't all that good. Didn't make a three-pointer in the second half. They were around the same. They were 25% in the second quarter. But they're still 5 of 14 from beyond the arc, and Morgan Shamrow has 3 of those three-pointers. She's the team's leading scorer thus far with 9.
The good thing to see from the Pacers is that they got to the line to shoot 10 free throws in that second quarter to the Griffins 0. And that's one interesting thing to see. With all the taller people that Gwynedd have, they only managed to shoot 3 free throws all game long.
Knocking down free throws is a big key to winning basketball games, and the Pacers have done it thus far, as
shooting 83% as a team.
Yeah, they're 8 of 10 of 12 from the line. The rebound battle's pretty even. The Pacers have 3 blocks to the Griffins 1. Only 3 turnovers each, which is really a big number.
The rebounding's dead even, too, at 21 apiece.
But that's the biggest thing that jumps out to me is the 3 turnovers each. The Pacers, on average almost 18 turnovers a game. The Griffins average about 17. That's 3 in the first half.
One thing that's probably contributing to that is the fact that both teams are rushing the tempo, getting down the court, and putting up shots early on before defense can get set.
Yeah, and all what would have been turnovers are now rebounds. So we're about a minute away from the second half starting.
The fast-paced game is not that surprising, with the Griffins being the second leading scorer in the conference.
It is. The Pacers come into this one. They're the 5th in the conference, I believe, in scoring. Yeah, 5th, but they're the second leading rebounding team. Both teams average around the same amount of rebounds a game at about 40. But it's been
which is second and 4th in the conference, respectively.
It's been an interesting couple of weeks for both of these teams, and only time will tell what goes on the rest of this game. But
now you'll be seeing the Pacers go from left to right on your screen, and the Griffins going right to left.
So let's set the floor for you as we just start the second half here. It is for the Pacers. You see Kylie Wires out there, Emily Theobald, Kate Riley, Natasha Hessling, and Alyssa Olsen. The starting 5 for the Pacers are out there. Looked like Hotoko was trying to get a timeout there before the jump ball, but they don't get it. So for the Griffins, it is Denise Sacco, Olivia Roseman, Sydney Thompson, Cheyenne Fine, and Shannon Carroll out there. Both teams running their starting 5 out there for the start of the second half.
One interesting thing to see will be the both key players for each team having 2 fouls coming into the second half.
That's true. Carroll and Hessling. That's the matchup to watch in this game as Carroll knocks down the long 2 ball. But Hessling has been the team's leading scorer this year. She's averaging a double-double and creeping up on another one. Granted, she's only got 2 points, but she's got 6 rebounds right now. So she's looking to get on the scoreboard as they pass it inside to her, and it comes out. Just missed that one. A little too much mustard on that. That's why I don't use mustard. I don't want to ever put too much on it. And they're going to get Carroll for a travel there.
Coach Holko shouting on an inbound play.
They call it Loyola. You remember the NCAA tournament last year, Loyola Chicago? Went on a ridiculous run. That was awesome.
That was the Final Four, right?
Into the Final Four. If they won the national championship, I was getting a T-shirt. Riley knocks down the trifecta.
And it's now a 3-point game.
That 3 ball doesn't go. In and out of the arms of Fine, and it's going to go back to the Pacers going the other way. They shot Loyola again for their inbounds play off the 2-2-1. Actually, the man-to-man full court press. Wires has her pocket picked, goes out of bounds, and the Pacers will keep it.
With 20 remaining in the shot clock.
7:54 remains here in the third quarter. 41-38 in favor of Gwynedd. Riley has that pass deflected and into the arms of Fine as the Griffins will come hard the other way. And Riley's going to pick up another foul. And the bucket for Thompson.
You have to turn and sprint.
It was great defensive play by Roseman on the other end to get in front of that pass.
Thompson goes to the line now. She's got 9, looking to make it 10.
And that is only the 4th free throw attempted by the Griffins this game. Riley with a nice layup, cutting through the middle of the defense there.
That'll work. Pass inside. Theobald couldn't get her hands on it. Good defense there by Hessling, and they're going to get her for a foul again. And that's 3 for Natasha Hessling.
Tosh. Switch with Tosh.
That play was hard to tell if they were in man-to-man or 2-3 on that. Because they were guarding closely in the corners, but then once the ball got kicked, they'd tuck in again.
Hessling's really got to be careful. She's got 3 fouls, and she's by far been the most valuable player for this Pacers squad this season. So they cannot afford to lose her, especially with a short bench today. Fine goes 1 of 2 at the free throw line.
It's a turnover, Pacers.
Another steal for Gwynedd. 3 ball by Roseman doesn't go. Riley corrals the board.
That was Tolu Amol on the steal for the Griffins. Good spin by Olsen.
Inside to Hessling. Threads the needle and gets it to Hessling, and Hessling knocks it in, the easy lay-in.
And once again, it's a 3-point game.
Into Fine, they don't get it. Off her hands, and back to the Pacers. 45-42, 6:38 remains in the third. Wires, they have numbers. They're going to go up the floor. Wires shot is blocked into the arms of Roseman. She's going to find Sacco, brings it up the floor. A circus shot doesn't go. And that one doesn't go for Carroll. It looked like she was going to get the friendly roll there, but nevertheless, she doesn't get it. So Olsen gets it up the floor with 2 seconds to spare. Olsen, the long 2, she knocks it in.
It's a good screen set there to open her up on the shot.
Sacco inside to find, doesn't get it. A scrum on the floor, Wires comes out with it, and they're going to go back court.
Complaints from the Pacers bench about an over-the-back foul, and that it looked like it under the hoop there.
It did, but, and you can see Coach Halko right there. She's having a extended conversation with one of the referees.
Shamrow checking back into the game for the Pacers. Complaints about moving screens too, which...
And moving screens are one of the most difficult fouls to call in.
It's almost like if you call one, you have to call all of them, and
yeah,
that'll just slow the game down tremendously.
Another offensive rebound by the Griffins, as that was Sacco that came out with that one.
Again, too many offensive rebounds, too many second chance opportunities.
Kick into the corner to Roseman. The three ball
rims
in
out.
And it's going to go back to the Pacers. Last touched by Carroll. But you mentioned second chance points. Offensive rebounds. Listen to this. 9 for Gwynedd. 1 for the Pacers.
That's crazy.
Wires is fouled. That one's going to go on Roseman. That's her first. Into Hessling. Uses the glass. And the Pacers have their first lead since the first quarter.
Hands, Mark, hands, you're good.
Their last lead came at the 9:15 mark of the first quarter. And now they lead it 46-45 here with 4:45 remaining in the third. Doesn't matter how long you lead for, as long as you lead on the scoreboard at the end. I mean, you can look at, this is kind of a corny reference here, but you can look at NASCAR and you could have a driver who is in second place the entire race, passes the lead guy on the last lap, and he wins the race.
And that right there is an over-the-back call, one that Coach Holko has been advocating for almost all game.
That's Carroll's third. Theobald almost had her pocket picked. Over to Wires, the three ball. It's good.
It's now a 4-point lead for the Pacers with 4:20 left in the third.
It's their largest lead of the night. Wires with the steal. And she'll be fouled.
Foul on number 3, Denise Sacco. I believe that's her third on the game.
That is her third.
Now the Griffins have to watch out 'cause 2 of their key players, both of the 3 fouls.
And Emily Theobald will take a breather as Fernandez Tierney checks back in.
And for the Griffins, number 23, Emma Keel checking in.
Olsen lost it. That could have been a double dribble, but she gets away with it. Pass inside. Hessling backs down, and she had it taken away by Thompson.
It's good help defense on there.
Roseman kicks. That's in the corner. Keel can't get it.
Another rebound for Hessling. And Fernandez Tierney bringing the ball up. Pass it over to Wiley.
You could chalk that rebound down for Natasha Hessling as number 7 on the evening. Fernandez Tierney finds a lane and knocks it in. And a timeout taken by Gwynedd Mercy head coach Keith Maldillo.
One thing to note here, looking at the stats, Olsen for the Pacers, flirting with a triple-double with 9 points, 6 assists, and 5 rebounds. She's been doing a little bit of everything out there.
And that is one thing that we've never seen in Pacer basketball history. The top rebounding total in a game was Gab Giordano with 9. But with it being Super Bowl week next week, we figured we might talk a little bit about it. And as to, for some of you that are football fans out there, a lot of controversy in the 2 championship games, but quickly the NFC game with one of the most absurd, blatantly missed pass interference calls in NFL history.
Do not even get me started on that, Brendan.
I saw that, I forget who it was. I think it was somebody from ESPN. Played a game of Madden and recreated the play, and it was called pass interference. But what's funny about that whole play was it could have been called 3 different things. As Carroll knocks down the jumper from the elbow, it could have been called targeting. It could have been called a hit on a defenseless receiver. And it could have been called pass interference, and none were called. And that ultimately cost the Saints the game, because if they get that call, they just run out the clock and kick a field goal, and then they go to the Super Bowl. But now
Hessling hits a shot from the left elbow. Put the Pacers lead back to 6.
That gives her 8. Eight and 8 for Hessling so far. 8 points, 8 boards. Make that 9 boards for Hessling. Fernandez Tierney will bring it up the floor. The 3 ball for Fernandez Tierney.
Makes it as she's hit.
The 3 ball, not exactly one of the biggest parts of Fernandez Tierney's arsenal, but she knocks it down and gives the Pacers their largest lead of the night at 9 points.
Starting to see them go on a bit of a run here.
3 ball by Thompson. That one almost got stuck on the rim as she answered back with one of her own. 56-50 Pacers, a minute 35 remaining in the third.
And foul is called on number 23, Emma Keel.
That's her second. They got her on a hand check, and Keel will head to the bench.
And that's 4 on the quarter for the Griffins. 1 more, and the Pacers shooting free throws. And checking back in for the Griffins, number 35, Cheyenne Fine. As well as number 22, Marissa Sandon.
Pass inside. Nice pass by Olsen to Hessling. 10 points for Hessling. 7 assists for Olsen.
That was a great finish. Defense all over and still made it.
Outside, Riley! Outside, Morgan! Outside! Outside! No! Switch!
Carroll, the fadeaway doesn't go. Fine underneath. She'll be fouled, and the bucket. They're going to get Fernandez Tierney with the foul. That's her first, and Fine will have a chance to cut the lead in half, to cut the lead to just 5 with a made free throw here.
Fine looking fired up after that make.
You in the middle. Marissa, take it out. Marissa, you're taking it out on Loyola.
She makes the free throw. And we are under a minute left in the third quarter. It's a steal by Fine.
That should be backcourt. And they call it.
One thing to note, Pacers have twice as many turnovers in this quarter than they did all of the first half. They have 6 in the quarter.
It's
a bit alarming.
But I tell you what, they do have the lead still. I mean, they have a 5-point lead. Hessling lost it again.
And that's number 7 on the quarter for the Pacers.
I think if you're the Pacers, in terms of the turnovers, you just want this quarter to end at this point. But shot clock and game clock separated by about 2.5 seconds. Roseman will knock down the long two, and the Pacers are going to have 11 seconds to get off a shot. Into the corner, Shamrow for her 4th three of the night.
And it falls! It's a 6-point game.
And that's the end of the third quarter. Morgan Shamrow knocks down her 4th three-pointer with only seconds remaining in the third, and the Pacers take a 6-point lead into the fourth quarter.
Had a little bit of a stretch there where they couldn't seem to stop turning the ball over, but they weathered the storm, ended the quarter nice and strong. Looking at the stats, we see Natasha Hessling 1 rebound away from yet another double-double.
Hessling is in our double-double watch. She has played another fantastic game. 10 points, 9 boards. This would be double-double number 11 for her
in
if
12
she can
games,
get to 10
too.
points. Pacers have played, this is 18 games now this year. That would be 11 out of 18 would have a double-double for Natasha. Big thing to note for the Pacers, and you can even say the same about Gwynedd Mercy. The Pacers, probably a much better team at home, 5-4 this season, rather than 2-6 on the road. Gwynedd Mercy about 500 each way, 4-5 at home, 3-4 on the road.
Pacers making 2 changes to start the quarter. That's number 14, Kate Riley, and number 20, Emily Theobald in to start the quarter.
Pass underneath. Hessling, she's got 12. Timeout taken by Gwynedd with 9:41 remaining in regulation.
And this Pacers team is fired up. Olsen's also under a double-double watch, too, for the Pacers. Pacers have done a good job of not fouling much this game, too. Only 9 as a team to this point.
As we said, Alyssa Olsen with 8 assists now. She's creeping up on the school record for assists in a game. That's held by Gab Giordano with 9. She did that last season. Actually, she did that twice. Last season and back in 2016. And Roseman gets the hoop and the harm to go. They're going to get Olsen with the foul. That is only her first.
Roseman with 16 points. She's carried the load with Bosler out for the Griffins tonight.
A good performance out of her.
As she tries to make it 17 here at the line. And does not.
Does not get it.
And that's a travel. And they're going to call Kate Riley for a travel there after the rebound.
Roseman's got 16. Thompson with 15 for the Griffins.
And the Griffins get the ball underneath after that turnover.
Roseman knocks it in. She's got 19.
She's shooting.
No look pass to the corner. Riley inside. The finger roll goes.
One thing to note, Roseman's shooting 5 of 10 from 3. She's shooting 50%.
That's 15 points right there from the three-point line. Tipped out of bounds. I think Theobald was the last one to touch it. And it's going to stay with the Griffins.
Watch for the dive in.
And we're a minute played here in the fourth. 65-60 Pacers. A long three ball comes in and out. And that is rebound number 10 for Natasha Hessling. And give her double-double number 11 on the season. Riley, the three ball, can't get it, and is that going to be on Hessling? And it
That's
is.
number 4.
That's number 4. Hessling's got to be careful not to foul out of this game. She's incredibly valuable on both sides of the basketball for the Pacers.
And it looks like next stoppage, we're going to be seeing Wires checking back in for the Pacers.
Wouldn't be surprised if it's for Hessling, as Theobald's going to get a steal. She's going to find Hessling. The double pump doesn't go, and a rebound pulled down that time by Marissa Sandone.
Griffins looking to run.
A drive and a floater goes for Jill Kane, and Coach Holko wants a timeout.
This will be a 30-second timeout for the Pacers.
So we said Alyssa Olsen was having quite a night, and she is creeping up, and she's flirting with a triple-double, so we're going to put her in our triple-double watch for tonight, as Alyssa Olsen right now sits with 9 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds. I'm not expecting her to get it. I think a double-double is more likely with at least 2 more assists and another point.
Which would get her the school record for assists in a game.
Yes, that would. No Pacer player has ever reached 10 assists in a game.
And that would be 2 records broken this season. That'd be her with the assist record, and it'd be Hessling with the rebounding record, too.
Technically 3.
Yeah, because Hessling broke that
it twice. She's had 20 rebounds twice and 22 rebounds now in a game. And she's far and away the conference's leading rebounder.
She's averaging 14.5 a game. And
Olsen's going to drive from the free throw line, doesn't get it. Rebound pulled down by Thompson.
And unsurprisingly, Hessling was subbed out during that stoppage as she has 4 fouls.
I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see Hessling for a little while. But right now, as long as the Pacers can hold the lead, they'll be okay. Three ball by Thompson in the corner, and we're tied at 65. I tell you what, Mike, this one has the makings of being a fantastic finish to just the first game of our doubleheader. Theobald's shot comes off the back iron.
And Gwynedd's only 2 points off of their season average of 67 points per game.
Pacers way above their average now. They were averaging about 58 a game. They're at 65.
7 over that right now. They've been scoring well as of lately, though. The three ball
by
up.
Roseman in the corner, and Gwynedd retakes the lead.
She's shooting 6 of 11 from 3. That's over 50%.
She's got 22 points.
She is lethal from beyond the arc. And that's another turnover by the Pacers, poked away by Fine.
Looks like Hessling's going to be getting ready to come back into the game.
As is Carroll for the Griffins.
Over Shamrow, doesn't get it. Another offensive board. Three-pointer doesn't go. Another offensive rebound. And Shamrow is going to pick up the foul.
That's too many offensive rebounds allowed.
That's 3-on-1 possession.
It's 2 more than the Pacers have had all game.
Fine makes the first. Hessling back in as Shamrow's going to take a seat. That one's short. Riley picks up a rebound there. That's number 4 for her on the evening. Olsen's going to drive. They give to Theobald. Shot comes off. A fight for the ball.
And that's going to be a jump ball.
It's going to go back to the Griffins.
Didn't they get the last jump ball, though?
Pacers started the ball at the quarter, though. Started with the ball at the start of the quarter.
And Fine's going to go take a breather.
Carroll's back in.
Pacers playing man-to-man once again, it seems. Three ball up.
Another made three by Jill Kane. And it's a 7-point lead for the Griffins. And a timeout will be taken by Coach Gabby Halko.
Last quarter was all Pacers. This one's been pretty much all Gwynedd. Been knocking down a bunch of threes and getting too many second chance opportunities.
Going back on the into the NFL a little bit, we mentioned that it is the Rams coming out of the NFC, and for the third year in a row, the Patriots are going to the Super Bowl. Blah, blah, who cares? No one likes the Patriots. I apologize to any of you Patriots fans out there, but I'm a diehard Jets fan, and I can't like the Patriots. As good as Tom Brady is, and I have no argument that he is the greatest of all time.
He's broken your heart too many times.
He's broken my heart far too many times.
One thing that has to be said in this second half, the Griffins have done a lot better of a job of getting inside and getting to the line. As we said, they only had 3 attempts from the line in the first half. They had more than that in the third quarter, and they've had more than double that in the third quarter, and so far this quarter they've gotten to the line, I think it was twice, right?
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, so they got another 4 this quarter.
Olsen running the point at the moment. Wires is going to get a screen from Hessling. They give it cross-court pass to Olsen inside. Foul before the shot, but it's going to be on Carroll again, and that is her 4th. So our matchup to watch tonight was Hessling against Carroll, and both of them have 4 fouls.
And as you say that, Carroll's going to go to the bench for a few minutes because of the foul trouble, as Cheyenne Fine will check right back into the game.
Knocked out of bounds by Roseman. So the Pacers will try again on the side.
She's done a good job of jumping those passing lanes tonight. Getting tips on the ball a lot.
She's quick, though. That's a big part of her game. Wires is doubled in the corner. She's going to find it, Hessling, and she's going to get the easy lay-in. That's 14 for Natasha Hessling as she's taken over the team lead in points for the evening.
It's now a 5-point game.
Thompson gets it over to Roseman. Guarded by Olsen. Cross-court pass.
That's a turnover.
In and out of the arms. In and out of the arms that time of Fine.
Second or third time we've seen her do it with either a pass or a rebound in this half alone.
Hernandez Tierney into Theobald. Wires the long 3-ball.
And it's now a 2-point game. Griffins get the ball up quickly.
Kane guarded by Fernandez-Tierney. That one was tipped on its way to Sacco.
Good job, Briss.
Kane goes cross court. Thompson, pass back inside to Kane. Kick out to Roseman. The floater, and it's good.
Banked it in off the glass.
74-70, 3:35 remains here in regulation. The way this game's been going, Mike, could you foresee overtime here?
Definitely. Both teams have shown to play.
Wires
to
the pass
that.
to Theobald.
Theobald with another basket, and it's now a 2-point game once again.
That's 8 points for Emily Theobald.
This game goes to overtime. It'll be interesting to see how the conditioning of the Pacers has been. As we say that, Hessling with her 5th.
They're going to give Olsen that one. Wait.
No, that's
Correct me
Hessling.
if I'm wrong. Did she not just signal Olsen? I'm pretty sure she just signaled Olsen had the foul.
No, I have time. 20 seconds.
I saw her point at Hessling, but I only saw 2 fingers go up on that hand.
That's true. So Hessling's going to be done.
And the
First time
Pacers,
she's fouled out this year. 14 points, 10 rebounds for Hessling. So her night is over, and
it looks
that
like
leaves the Pacers with only 7 players.
looked like they missed a shove on Fine on that play too, though.
Carroll comes back in for Fine with her 4 fouls. It's back to a 5-point Griffins lead. Theobald doesn't get it, comes up short.
One interesting stat to see is Fine has shot a majority of the free throws for the Griffins. She shot 8 of their 11. And as we say that, Pacers are now over the limit. We're going to see the Griffins at the line. It's going to be number 15, Sydney Thompson, with a chance to extend their lead.
Thompson 1 for 1 at the line. She made her only free throw attempt. Makes her second. She gets 1 more due to the bonus.
And she'll make the second one. It's now a 7-point game with 2:46 remaining in the game in regulation.
The way this game's been going, 7 points is not an insurmountable lead.
After being a New York sports fan, no lead's insurmountable.
That is a good point. Riley drives.
And they finally call a foul on number 35, Cheyenne Fine. She's been hitting them all game.
That's going to be the second on Fine.
You got to credit that call to Coach Holko. She's been harping on the officials to call that all game long.
They finally got the call. Olsen, the 3-ball, knocks it down.
And this game is
4
not
points.
over. It's a 4-point game with 2:20 left.
79-75 Griffins. 2:14 remains in regulation. Fine inside. Fine with an easy lay-in.
She's been turning baseline on them all game long.
13 points for Cheyenne Fine.
Olsen with a nice spin there.
Olsen, the drive, the up and under doesn't go. Another rebound for Fine.
The Griffins look to slow the tempo now. Use as much clock as they can with not much time remaining. And that's
Stolen
steal
by Fernandez-Tierney. Going the other way. She'll be fouled. That should be a flagrant, and they call it.
It's a flagrant on number 14, Jill Kane. Coach Holko shouting at Coach Mondilla that was a dirty foul, and I have to agree. She just took her out from behind.
They may be talking about if this should be a flagrant 1 or a flagrant 2. If it's a flagrant 2,
then she's out of the game.
She's gone.
And, of course, she's going to tell the ref, I didn't mean to do it. Protesting that call. She's trying to protest even though she clearly took out Fernandez-Tierney from behind.
So Fernandez-Tierney's going to get 2 free throws.
And Pacers ball.
This is the first. That's the only advantage, if you want to even call it that, to fouling Fernandez-Tierney. She's not the world's greatest free throw shooter, but she does knock down her second.
And it's Pacers ball.
It is Pacers ball.
That was a hard foul. To even make one of those after that.
They could make this as much as a 4-point possession here. Riley drives inside, gets the friendly roll.
And it's a 3-point game with 1:24 remaining. This is a high-scoring game. And Fernandez-Tierney pokes it away.
Again, and they get a push from behind. I think they did get the call right because Fernandez-Tierney didn't quite get her hand in at the ball.
One thing to note, though, that was Cheyenne Fine, and if you look at the size difference between Fine and Fernandez-Tierney, I think that Fine sold it a little bit there because Fernandez-Tierney didn't hit her that hard at all. She just gave her a little tap. Coach Holko arguing about a travel.
Is livid right now.
She's arguing about a travel on that call.
And she's got a case. I mean,
her feet both slid on the ground. She didn't. As I say, ball don't lie as she misses that free throw.
That is ball don't lie.
As you
the
hear,
crowd is really into it now, and she makes her second. So she goes 1 of 2. It's a 4-point game. We're just over 1 minute left. And
good screen
we're
by
under
Thea.
a minute. Thea ball, that's going to be a 2, and she missed it.
Pacers have to think about fouling here. There's not much time left.
Not yet. Not yet. Roseman guarded by Olsen, the nice behind the back move. Thompson in the corner, doesn't get it.
That's got to be Pacers ball off of Fine.
And
yep. Wait, did they seriously say that was off Pacers?
Are you kidding?
Fine just swiped that out of bounds there. She swiped it in that direction. Pacers swiped it up the court.
She swiped it out. She did.
And Coach Holko is livid, rightfully so. And the refs are getting it from the crowd now, too.
God, this is one of the plays that I wish we had replay for, so you can look at that camera that was literally pointing right at the play, and we could look at it, but we don't have that capability here, and it's such a shame. Because if that was the case, we could have shown it to the referees, and we could have proven our point.
Now the Pacers definitely have to think about fouling with only a 2-second difference between the shot and game clock.
They
definitely
have to foul, but you got to get...
The good thing is that no one else was in foul trouble on the Pacers.
I think you got to get Fine to the line. I mean, she's shooting 6 of 10. She's not...
She's the only person who shot more than 3, so we don't know how the rest of the team is at the line, to be fair.
Roseman's 0 for 1, and that's about it. Everyone else has made all their free throws. Pacers should be looking for a steal off the inbound, and if they don't get it, likely will foul.
It looks like a moving screen a little bit from 42.
And Olsen comes up with it. She'll be fouled.
And that's number 5 on Shannon Carroll, and she'll have to sit down now with 5 fouls.
So Hessling is
And
out.
she's in
Carroll is now out.
Carroll looks
She's almost
distraught.
in disbelief.
Carroll looks very distraught there. She does not agree with that call.
So Coach Hulko is going to take a timeout. It's going to be a full timeout with 30.6 on the clock. I was about to say you need to get Morgan Shamrow in this game to take a 3-ball, and there she is checking in right now.
In place of Fernandez Tierney, it looks like.
If you're Coach Hulko, you got to be designing a play where you can get a quick 3 and then foul.
It's going to be a big ask if it's Shamrow, though. She's been on the bench for most of this quarter. Most of this half, in fact.
She really is, though. Her and Alyssa Olsen are going to be your 2 options here, because you can run one of those plays where you can have Shamrow go to the corner and Hessling
Well,
go
Hessling's
up
fouled
to
out.
the.
You can't.
I'm sorry, not Hessling. Olsen go just off the key, and you could try to find one of them. Have everyone else set screens, find one of those 2 for a 3-ball quick, and then you got to foul.
Interesting stat to note, both of our players in the spotlight have fouled out.
That is true. Hessling and Carroll both out.
So we've seen the top 2 players on both teams out.
Olsen kicks. Wires the 3-ball.
And it runs in! 21.3 left. Pacers are running up the foul, and that's going to be number 14, Jill Kane, going to the line for the Griffins with the potential to make this a 3-point game.
Kane has not shot any free throws yet today. But even if she makes the 2 free throws, it's only a 3-point game. They got the quick 3 they needed. Now they could really use a miss at the line by Jill Kane.
The question is, do the Pacers have a timeout to advance the ball?
They do.
Okay. As Kane makes the first. Important thing here is if the free throws miss, the Pacers have to secure the rebound, something they've been struggling all game long.
Kane's second free throw is good.
Nothing but net, and Pacers
are
will
going to
call
get a timeout. So 17.1 is on the clock.
Ball will be inbounded from the right side.
84-81 Gwynedd Mercy.
This is a very high-scoring game.
The suspense is killing me. Oh, my goodness.
One thing to note, the Griffins could foul and send the Pacers to the line where they'd only be allowed to get 2.
That is a good point. I was about to say that. Because if you foul,
they can only make 2.
You take away the 3-point chance.
And they can only make 2 at the line.
But I feel like I still think it's a little bit too early to foul to avoid a 3. If it was maybe 5 seconds left, I could see it. But the fact that there's still 17 seconds, I don't think it's quite time for that. So maybe like if the Pacers go in and hit a 2,
if they
foul, they make 2 free throws, then it might be time.
If they see the Pacers setting up a play that's taking a while, they might do that, waiting while the play is setting up. This way,
that's true.
This way, there's
if they take a lot of time off the clock and try to just send this game to overtime, we might see it. We're in the final 17.1 in this one, 84-81 in favor of Gwynedd Mercy.
And here we go, Olsen to inbound.
They find Shamrow.
She drives. And
she lost it into the arms of Thompson.
The story of this half has just been turnovers, killing them right now.
Meanwhile, Olsen's 9 assists do tie Gab Giordano's school record.
And
First free throw doesn't go. That's huge.
She makes the second
one goes.
Nothing but net.
You need a quick 3.
Jeez, the Griffins pressing 3 people.
Olsen. The three ball's not going to go, goes out of bounds.
And it looks like that'll do it for here. 1.5 seconds left.
And Gwyned's just going to inbound it, and that's going to do it.
Some questionable calls, but at the end of the day, when you turn the ball over that much in the second half, what was the final tally on that?
Let's see.
Because they only had 3 at the half, and they had, what, like another 7 in the second?
They had 10 in the second half. So a heartbreaker for the Pacers in this one. 85-81, Gwynedd Mercy is your final score.
And with that, the Pacers will drop to 3-3 in conference play, 7-11 overall, and the Griffins will go to 2-4 in conference and 9-10 overall.
All right, well, that's going to do it for our coverage here of the women's game. Don't forget, coming up next here on TV-Marywood is our coverage of the men's game here at the Insulaco Arena. So for my partner, Mike Donato, and our entire TVM crew, I'm Brendan Murphy. See you in a little bit for the men's game.
at the Insulaco Arena at Marywood University. This is Marywood Pacers men's basketball here on TV-Marywood. Tonight, it's the Atlantic East Conference Game of the Week between the second place Marywood Pacers and the first place undefeated in conference Gwynedd Mercy University Griffins. Hi everyone, along with Mike Donato, I'm Brendan Murphy. A pleasure to be with you this evening for our Atlantic East Game of the Week. This is a game, a battle for first place in the Atlantic East. The Pacers sit at 4-1, Gwynedd Mercy at 5-0. These two teams all too familiar with each other, being CSAC foes in the past. Shouldn't be much of a surprise what you see in this one, but it's going to be a great game tonight.
That's right. It's going to be a grinded out clash of the Titans. If you want to win the conference, you want to be first place, this is the type of game that you have to go out and win.
That's absolutely right. The Pacers have played tremendous so far. Their only loss coming to Immaculata, that was on Monday night. They played very well. They were tied 30-30 going into the half, but everything fell apart in the second half. They couldn't make a shot, and that was really the only thing that led them to a loss. But ultimately, if they can shoot the basketball, they're going to win basketball games. So let's take a look now at who's in the spotlight, and we're going to start with the Pacers' leading scorer and their best player, Tip Schwartz, averaging 19 a game, 6.8 rebounds per game. 2 weeks ago was the conference player of the week. Had a good week last week, had 18 in the win over Newman on Wednesday night, and 17 in the loss to IMAC.
Very big player. Pacers are going to need another big game out of him if they want to win this one.
We're also highlighting for the first time this year Jaden Roden. The D2 transfer came in for the Pacers this year, has played a huge role for the Pacers. A great passer, a great defender, and he hit a nice little circus shot in the middle of the game last week.
That was one of the most acrobatic layups I have ever seen. It was a 360 around two defenders.
It was very, very impressive. He scored 20 against Newman last Wednesday night, and on Monday at IMAC had 14 points and 10 rebounds for a double-double.
He's really come on as of late and is a lot better than the stats suggest. The effort he puts out there is unmatched.
On the other side for Gwynedd Mercy, you have Rick Dunham, the 6'1 junior guard. 18 points a game. He's the team's leading scorer. 3.5 assists a game. 4.5 rebounds a game. And then you have last week's Atlantic East Player of the Week, Clayton Wolf. The 5'10 guard averages about 10.5 points a game, 7 rebounds, and a pretty big number at 4.5 assists per game.
It's also a very big rebounding number when you consider that he's only 5'10". That means that he's going to be a scrappy player. He's going to be annoying for Marywood to deal with. It's going to be interesting to see how this game goes.
All right, well, we're getting set to go, so when we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and the opening tap right here on TVM.
For cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial or sexist comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives, as well as the public intoxication, the consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages and tobacco products are grounds for removal from the site of the competition and other disciplinary actions. Welcome to the Insulaco Arena for today's Atlantic East men's basketball matchup between the Griffins of Gwynedd Mercy University and your Marywood University Pacers. Now let's introduce the starters. First, for the visiting Griffins, a junior guard from Philadelphia, number 3, Soma Sulian. A senior guard from Pensacola, New Jersey, number 13, Courtney Cubbage. A senior guard from Philadelphia, number 20, Clayton Wolf. A junior guard from Norristown, number 21, Rich Dunham. And a freshman forward from Downingtown, number 33, Greg
Player of the
Barton.
week, the 5'10 senior, number 20, Rich Dunham, a 6'1 junior, number 21. And the big man underneath, Greg Barton, a 6'7 freshman, number 33. On the other side for your Marywood Pacers, it is the same starting lineup they've run for the last couple of games. It is Donovan Catchings at one guard, the 5'9 junior, number 2. 5'9 sophomore, pardon me. Zach Tinkham at two guard, the 5'9 junior, number 4. Tip Schwartz, your 6'5 senior, number 3. Jaden Roden, the 6'2 sophomore, number 24. And the big man underneath, Jeremy Ringland, the 6'8 senior, number 33. Tell you what, our matchup to watch tonight, it's very likely it's probably going to be Ringland and Barton underneath. And I tell you what, for the Pacers to win this game, they need to control the boards. But Gwynedd Mercy's not a very good rebounding team. They're dead last in the conference in rebounds per game at 35.1. But the Pacers aren't much better.
But it's not much of a surprise. It's not much of a surprise when you look at the Griffins' height in their lineup. They have 2 guys under 6 foot, 2 guys barely over 6 foot, and then they have 1 big guy. It's basically like they're playing 4 guards out there, so you could see why they'd struggle rebounding.
Also true. I mean, when you have Tip Schwartz, who's your point guard, he kind of plays the 2, but when he's your leading rebounder, it can be difficult.
Game like this is going to come down to a full team effort, though. It's going to see who can control the glass.
So the Pacers are in their home gray. They're going to move right to left on your screen. The Griffins in the road black will move left to right. And we are underway, the Atlantic East Conference Game of the Week, as the Pacers will control the opening tap. Ringland is inside. He misses that one.
Rebound Gwynedd. They're looking to push the tempo. Griffins moving the ball around really nicely.
Pass inside. Tinkham gets the steal. He's going to go coast to coast.
He lands hard.
That should have been goaltending, even though he didn't hit the ball. It hit the rim. That should have been defensive interference, at least.
Wide open 3 from the corner.
That's going to go down for Courtney Kubich. Kubich is a guy we've seen a lot of in his first 4 years here. Does a great job shooting the 3 ball.
Knocked out of bounds. The number 20, Clayton Wolf.
Clayton Wolf. That's going to be his first. Schwartz will get it into Roden. And then Schwartz will control it at the top of the key. Gets a screen from Ringland to pass into the corner. Tinkham shoots 3 ball quite a bit, but they're going to find Roden doesn't shoot the 3 very much. That's going to come off. Tinkham inside on the glass.
Tell you what, that could have been an and one. He was getting hit on the head, too, while he did that.
He was getting pulled back, and I'm honestly pretty shocked that he made it.
So this Griffins team looks like they like to play the ball around a lot and then not run the clock. They like to run the clock out a little bit. They don't like to just put up a shot right away.
Pass out. That was Dunham.
Good defense.
Inside, stolen away by the Pacers.
So Roden comes up with it.
Roden pushes the other way. Pass into the corner to Tinkham. Somehow comes out with it. Ringland for 3. Doesn't go. And that's going to be Greg Barton with the rebound. And that's going to be a walk on Clayton Wolf. Too many steps. And the Pacers get it back.
Drives to the hoop with 3 guys around him. Misses but gets his own
Schwartz
rebound.
had it stripped. Dunham the other way on Tinkham. Up and over. Kubich can't get it. The third effort is good by Barton.
Look for the double team.
Inside the two-handed clutch with authority.
Jeremy Ringland.
Ringland's good for about 1 or 2 of those pretty much every game, and that one was emphatic.
With his height, that comes as no surprise, let's be honest on that.
The drive by Kubich, blocked by Roden.
And that's the high energy play that you get from Roden.
Tinkham inside to Ringland. He's going to back down on Barton. Gets up and under.
Hit in the face.
Got hacked. Tinkham
Good save.
Schwartz saved it.
Good save by the Pacers. Catching's within the corner.
Offensive possession and a great job of saving the ball by, let's see, Tinkham saved it. Then Schwartz saved it. Catchings inside.
Acrobatic layup from Catchings.
How about that?
And that very well could have been an and one as well.
See, I always hate when you see the crowd here because most of the Pacers fans are on the side of the court below our camera, and you can't really see them, but they have come out in droves tonight as that shot is good from Wolf.
It's mostly packed.
And they're really out here to support this Pacers squad. Even my roommates were asking about the game tonight and that they should come to both games. I was saying that it was real impressive, the crowd that we can see here tonight. So with this timeout, actually let's wait till the next one. That was a 30-second timeout. I was going to show standings, but we'll wait till the next timeout for that one.
And it looked like Gwynedd was making a substitution, too, on that. Saw someone at the scorer's table for them. And, yes, that was number 2.
Jeff Segafuse is into the game for Gwynedd.
Got to watch for a backcourt on that. Close.
Catchings over to Schwartz. Into Roden. Roden kicks to Tinkham. Tinkham the 3-ball.
Rims out. Ringland with the...
But
apparently that was over the back.
Foul on Ringland here.
Apparently that was over the back.
I think that's kind of debatable, but...
Looked like 2 guys just going for the ball on that.
Yep. Just walked in. I'll be honest, I saw a couple of your teammates from the soccer team up there.
See a lot of athletes from all teams in the stands. Everyone's coming out to show their support tonight.
That's one thing that the athletes here at Marywood are good for is pretty much the athletes from every sport are going to be represented at every game.
Pacer pride.
Schwartz got the rebound on that one. They're going to go cross court to Catchings. Catchings drives.
And gets it.
The one-handed finish with the right hand. 8-7 Pacers early on. This game has got the makings of being a back-and-forth affair. Ringland
one thing
on
to
the
note,
defense there.
Offensively,
Schwartz.
One thing to note, offensively, it looks like the Griffins are putting 4 guys on the perimeter with 1 guy setting screens. They're not really stacking the paint at all.
Schwartz, the 3-ball. He knocks it down.
And that's a 4-point lead for the Pacers early on, 6 minutes in.
Bring out the arrow as that's the Pacers' signature 3-point celebration. Driving kick. That shot comes
Three is
off.
no
It's gonna
good.
be Schwartz as he picks up his second rebound.
First defensive.
Gwynedd Mercy, as we've seen over the years, they are a very, very aggressive team. And it shows because these games between Gwynedd and the Pacers are usually pretty high scoring.
Good rebound by Roden.
And can sometimes get a little rough. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see any technicals here. Roden
he gets hit and falls down hard. That's a foul on number 2, Jeff Segafuse.
That's going to be on Segafuse, and that's going to be his first.
That's going to be a foul on the floor. It'll be Pacers ball underneath the basket.
Am I going crazy, or is the guest foul incorrect?
I think that was their second. You're right.
Because I have Clayton Wolf down for a foul. They don't have it on the board.
What do they have on the official stat?
Let me see. No, they don't have him for a foul. Stolen away. Schwartz keeps it.
The ref is acknowledging that was his bad. It was not backcourt. He blew the whistle, but he did not go over the half-court line.
He went over the gray line, which is not backcourt, so they're just going to restart it.
You know, I like
the
that.
Shot clock should reset.
You know, I like that. The refs acknowledged right away. That was my bad. And checking in for the Griffins, number 4.
If I'm not mistaken, the shot clock should reset because the ref blew the whistle.
Checking in number 4, Matt Summers.
Tinkham drives baseline. He's going to be fouled hard.
That's a trip by number 21, it looked like.
Let's see.
Rich
That's
Dunham.
Dunham. That's his first.
It's going to be a Pacers ball under the basket again. Catchings to inbound.
Schwartz is going to kick it over to Roden.
Looks like both teams are rocking man-to-man.
Ringland's got the chance for this.
And another dunk!
With the poster! And the foul!
It's the second one of the game.
Holy smokes!
And that got this crowd into it.
Holy smokes!
You see
what
that?
a play!
That's not something you see very often.
Not only was that one of the biggest dunks I've seen out of Ringland,
it's one of the
that was some poster.
See the smile on his face there too. He loves it.
Grin on his face. He loves to be into the. What's funny about Ringland? He's so quiet off the court. You wouldn't even know that he's this aggressive on the court. It's like a totally different person.
Brings out another side in him.
And he did have senior night last year, so he was expecting to be done. But he knew he'd still be here for his senior season, or for his 5th year. And he told me before the season that if he didn't play this year, he would probably regret it for the rest of his life. And I don't blame him.
And another block by Ringland
with a block.
What we missed on that one was the subs for the Pacers, number 13, Tone Cockrell's
into the game.
And number 21, Jack DeGroot. And for the Griffins, number 33, Greg Barton, comes back onto the court.
Roden had it, lost it, but gets it back.
Good kick out.
Cockrell wide open.
Some great ball movement. Great ball movement by the Pacers there.
9-point lead on the 5-0 Griffins for the Pacers.
Just over 8 minutes in.
I tell you what, I think that IMAC loss has this team
fired up
for this game. They want first place. They want a home game in the semifinals. That would require picking up a win tonight against Gwynedd.
I think that slam got them into it. Gwynedd's calling another timeout. And they've called 2 early timeouts in this game.
So Dunham got the lay-in there, and a timeout will be taken by the Griffins. So with that timeout, let us quickly take a look at our Atlantic East standings. As we mentioned earlier, the Griffins at 5-0 are on top. The Pacers at 4-1 are in second place.
And overall, their records are pretty comparable, too. 12-6 to 13-5.
Pacers 1-1 last week. They beat Newman, and they lost to
Immaculata.
IMAC. Cabrini at 3-2 have come on strong, and the Pacers, keep in mind, the Pacers beat them 2 weeks ago for the first time since 2011. That's 8 seasons that the Pacers had not beaten a Cabrini team.
It's been a long time coming.
But Cabrini at 5-13, they played a lot of good competition. I mean, they just lost the National Player of the Year in Taim Monroe, averaged more than a double-double. He was one of the best players that I've seen come through this arena. Wesley's a good team at 2-3.
I know that Cabrini's overall record is very misleading because I know that they do that with their other sports as well. They load up their out-of-conference schedule with a bunch of ranked teams. This way, when they come into conference play, they know what it takes to get the wins, and they come out and do that, just that.
That's true. I mean, they are usually very, very comparable.
Always very competitive.
But this team really loves to play good competition, and not that the Atlantic East isn't good competition, as Ringland steps back, doesn't get it, fight for the ball on the floor. Who's got it? When it comes out with it.
And they look to push the tempo with 2 Pacers back. Hop step, and it's in.
Nice little move there by Wolf to get around Ringland.
As they cut the lead down to 5. That looked like the group got tripped up in the corner. Roden driving.
He's going to drive, but he lost it. But he gets it back. The lay-in doesn't go. Schwartz.
Foul on number 33, Barton. Looks like Barton shoved him away there.
Looked like Schwartz might have been hit in the face, but Barton is going to go down with the foul. That's 2 on Greg Barton early on. Actually, that's only 1. The board was wrong.
Checking in for the Pacers, number 12, Adam Busada.
Busada's in
place of Roden.
Busada started some games at the beginning of the year. Hasn't been starting as much anymore, but still contributes some quality minutes off the bench.
I was just about to say, he had a quality performance off the bench against Newman last Wednesday. There's a stretch early in the second half where he went to work for the Pacers.
Busada does it again as he got the tough lay in there.
Just as we're
the
mentioning.
Drive over Ringland.
That was
and
a great
nice
finish
by Dunham.
Great finish by Dunham there. And good defense from Ringland, too. He was all over him. Not much else you could do there. The kick out to...
Fine.
Oh, the Griffins coach is up in the ref's face screaming on the sideline. Floater up and in from number 20, Clayton Wolf. Pacers moving around the court. Kicks it out to Schwartz.
Schwartz, the 3-ball. Knocks it down. 21-15.
That's only the Pacers' second 3. They're 2 for 8 from deep to start the game off. With the amount of players Gwynedd has on the perimeter, it's surprising that they've only shot 3 threes this game.
And they're not really a bad three-point shooting team, but they score a lot. Sauber's
as they miss one, as we say that. Kick out.
Schwartz in the corner, doesn't get it. That was long. A little too much oomph on that one.
I gotta give credit to the Pacers. They get back in a hurry defensively.
These 2 teams are very, very quick in transition. And I would not at all be surprised if this is the matchup that you see in the Atlantic East Conference Championship game. Whether that game is here or down at Gwynedd Mercy remains to be seen. But this game could go a long way in determining that.
Rightfully so. I mean, I believe it's top 6 make it. And then, as you see there, the amount of people we have in the crowd in the student section.
Little shot of the crowd. Good camera work, Brian.
Almost a packed house tonight.
Yeah, all on one side.
The student side.
But
as we're saying,
showing out for the other teams, and it's nice to see the amount of pride that they have in their school. This is probably Pacer basketball is probably our biggest sport at this school. So seeing
it's got to be up there with women's
the other
soccer.
teams coming out to show their support is very important.
It's got to be up there with women's soccer, definitely.
Yeah, it's true. Women's soccer won a conference championship this year, along with men's and women's cross country. Took home the first Atlantic East Conference championships in history. Could we see another one? Men's or women's basketball? That remains to be seen.
And checking in for the Pacers, number 2, Donovan Catchings, and number 22, Joey Monahan.
And Marywood's favorite redhead's back in. Monahan hasn't gotten as much time in the lineup this year, but again, still contributing off the bench, and he provides a good amount of size that the Pacers can
some good energy
lack
too.
Underneath.
Kick out, thought about the 3 there.
Wolf's going to control it at the top. Once again, last week's Atlantic East Player of the Week.
And that's Shane Ford, who checked in for the Griffins, number 32.
Wolf doesn't get it, but that should have been out of bounds. It hit off the top.
No, I think it just missed that.
Dunham.
Kick out.
Kick to the corner. Sommers, we know he's a good three-point shooter, and he knocks it down. Matt Sommers once again. He's done it to the Pacers before, and he does it again. Knocks down the 3 ball, back to a 3-point game. Tell you what, Mike, I would not at all be surprised if the winner of this game puts up 90 points, and it's going to be close. It's going to take a
board
lot.
from Buceta, setting up the Groot. And I agree 100%.
It's going to take a lot of points to win this basketball game, and so far, 23-18, 7:29 remaining in the first half. We've seen it. A lot of scoring.
Griffins moving the ball around. 2-3 zone from the Pacers.
3 ball by Dunham, and he knocks it down.
It's now a 2-point game.
The Pacers have held the lead since the 14-22 mark. And we're going to have a foul underneath. That'll go on Clayton Wolf. I'm not marking a foul down because he already has one according to my book, so I'm not going to mark it down if they didn't give it to him.
How many fouls is that on 20?
And number 0 checking into the game at the scorer's table
That's
for the
Jalen
Griffins.
Henry.
A freshman, as the Pacers make a 2-pointer. Good defense from Monahan there.
Shane Ford also back in.
It's good defense on that play. As Coach Barron calling out a play for the Griffins. They're 17 in his 17th season as head coach. That's impressive.
Good defense from Catchings. Can't beat the shot clock, but Monahan stepped out of bounds. And it's going to stay right here.
I will say the Griffins love to use a lot of the shot clock.
They do, and that's probably part of the reason why they're third in scoring at 77 points a game. But they don't rebound the ball much because they don't really get the opportunity to, especially on the offensive side.
And it's surprising that they don't get as many rebounds because look at the stats. They allow the second least amount of points in the conference. So you figure that they would get a lot off of missed shots.
The 3 ball is good by Jalen Henry. And it's a 1-point game. You get a look there, Coach Enrico Mastriani.
The Griffins are now shooting 50% from 3, 4 of 8 to start the game.
Coach Mastriani clearly looking like he might want to make a change, but We're going to get a foul here, and it's going to go on Ringland.
Ringland. That's going to be his second, right?
Number 2 for Jeremy Ringland.
They might send him down soon for the half, until half. Griffins tried to get a sub in there,
but they don't get it. Dunham. The alley-oop try doesn't go.
That was surprising, but hit
off the rim.
Off the rim, so the shot clock resets, even though it was not a shot.
Busada corrals the board, and a nice little move there to get around the defender.
Looking to run, too.
Catchings will control it at the top. Picks up his dribble. That pass is tipped away.
Good hands. I think he was looking for a dunk on that.
I think he was too, but good defense, good job of getting back in transition there by Catchings. So they are going to get him with the foul. That's his first.
And the Pacers' fourth of the half.
That sends Rich Dunham to the free throw line,
with a chance to tie and take the lead.
First free throw goes for Dunham.
And that's number 3 checking in for the Griffins.
That's Samoa Sluian.
And now a 1-point Griffins lead. First time since when? 4 minutes into the game?
Yep.
Catchings bring the ball up.
3 ball by Busada comes up short.
13's looking to run.
Perkins.
And he misses. Good defense, smart defense by Ringland there, knowing he has 2 fouls.
Pushes through. A block there by Jenkins.
Sends it second row.
Perkins, pardon me. And that's going to stay with the Pacers as it went out of bounds. Busada heads to the bench as Schwartz is in. But the Pacers will have 24 seconds on the shot clock, just like the NBA shot clock.
The group shoots a 3, and it rims out.
In and out.
Fakes the 3 and drives.
Dunham over Ringland.
Great finish.
Great job. That's a good finish.
That was good defense from Ringland again. Does a good job of playing good defense without fouling down low. And we see Roden go to the scorer's table. He'll be in next stoppage. Ringland saves the pass.
Ringland gets it to DeGroot. DeGroot, the pull-up from the elbow doesn't go. Catchings on the offensive glass.
Smallest guy on the court gets the offensive rebound. Nice and scrappy.
Shout out to short guys everywhere. DeGroot from the elbow. Doesn't get it, follows his own shot.
And puts
gets
it
the
in.
Easy lay-in.
Pacers in their zone. You have to be careful with three-point shooting of the Griffins.
Kicked out to Dunham.
Fakes the pass.
The floater doesn't go. Catchings takes the charge. That's two on Rich Dunham.
If I'm correct, that does not count as a team foul, though, right?
Yes, it does. No, you're right. It does not.
I know at least the NBA doesn't.
Actually, you know what? I think that's only the case in the NBA.
DeGroot makes way for Roden in that stoppage. I think you're right. I think that is only NBA. But hey, we'll take it if they counted it here.
Tinkham drives baseline, kicks back out to Schwartz. He was getting hacked.
And they're going to call a block
on Barton. That's number 3 for Greg Barton.
They might want to sit him down. Wait, no, the scoreboard only says 2.
Why am I so off with these? What's our stats say? Let's ask our handy-dandy stats. They only got 2. He's got 3 fouls.
And they're at the 1-and-1 bonus. The Pacers, all right, Brandon?
That they are.
For those that don't know, that means You get one free throw. If you make it, you get a second. If you miss it, you don't get another.
Swartz in and out. Swartz's free throw numbers have not been quite as good as last season, yet he was the nation's leading free throw shooter at 94%. But still respectable in the mid-80s this year.
Good ball movement from the Griffins.
So we're tied 28-28. 2:45 remains in the first half. 9 on the shot clock.
Good kick out. Good pump.
Sommers for 3.
Rims out. Good rebound by Tinkham with one hand. He fights off a Griffin with the other.
It's great to see Zach Tinkham in the lineup more often, as he's finally getting regular playing time because he's healthy.
And is that a foul?
He
or
missed parts of the last 2 seasons due to injuries. Had an ankle injury, I believe, his freshman year, and a shoulder injury last season. But Ringland is going to go to the line after the foul there by Donovan Spencer.
And checking back into the game for the Griffins, number 0, Jalen Henry, in place of number 4, Matt Summers, their shooter.
Summers headed to the bench there. Ringland's free throw does not
They've
go.
run a few plays for him from 3, so it's going to be interesting to see how they adjust now without him on the court.
Because having Sommers out there helps them really spread the floor.
It helps them with the zone. It helps them attack the zone.
Granted, they can still shoot the 3 ball. I mean, there's nothing that says they can't, but
He shot a majority of them, I believe.
their 3-point numbers are not quite as impressive as the Pacers. The Pacers second in the conference at 34% from beyond the arc. The 3 ball there by Wolf doesn't go as he tried to beat the shot clock.
Yeah,
And
looking at the
Pacers will
stats,
control it
he's
with
shot
under
a
2 minutes left.
Looking at the stats, he shot 3 of their 9.
Ringland inside to Rodin. Rodin inside,
fake.
doesn't get it. Rebound by Wolf. Wolf the kick out.
And that's another charge on the Griffins.
This time it's Tinkham who takes the charge.
And that is that number 20?
That's on Wolf. That's number 2.
I thought the
It's
G.
actually number 2.
I thought the G on their shorts was a 6. That threw me off. Does look like it.
Yeah, it does look like a 6 a little bit.
So I have to say, they don't have a number 6.
Swartz
The shot
wide
goes
open
up.
from 3, doesn't get it.
Two
Rebound
Griffins
pulled
fighting
down
each
by
other for the
Donovan
rebound
Spencer.
on that one. And Coach Barron calling out a play for his Griffins.
And we're under a minute to play.
He wants a lot of their shot clock used up here. And they call a travel on number 13.
Kovic gets
Kovic.
hit with the travel.
That one, I'm not sure if I agree with, but we'll take it.
52 seconds remain in the first half.
At what point does it become the double bonus? Is that 9 or
10.
10? Okay, so next foul, then they're in the double bonus, which means that on a foul, they get 2 free throws instead of a one-on-one.
And which means now Catchings will go to the line. And let's see who that foul is on. That is on Clayton Wolf. That's his 3rd. And he's going to head into the break with 3 fouls.
And as we've said, that foul puts the Pacers in the double bonus, which it guarantees them 2 free throws and not a one-on-one. Griffin players sticking up their hands, trying to distract them.
Spirit fingers in reverse.
I know last week, Coach Holko of the girls team was complaining about that from the Newman team.
Jalen Horsey is in here for the Pacers. Horsley, pardon me. Catchings has one more. Makes his 2nd, so the Pacers have a 1-point lead.
With under 45 seconds left in the half. If they take a quick shot, they have a chance for a 1-and-1. But it looks like they're just going to play for one good shot rather than force one up.
Shot clock and game clock is
Passes
separated
up an
by
open 3.
about 14 seconds. That's not going to go. Rodin with the rebound, and now the shot clock is off.
The Pacers can hold for 1 now.
That's what it looks like Coach Mastriani wants.
I think the coach is looking at it saying at worst case scenario we go in up 1.
Cross court. 5 seconds. Swartz. The fadeaway doesn't go. Horsley
Rebound.
with the rebound. Doesn't get it, and that's the end of the first half.
Relatively low scoring.
Relatively low scoring, but high intensity and high excitement level.
Agreed, especially that two-handed slam by Ringland.
And the poster as well.
Yeah.
All right, so it is halftime. The Pacers go into the half with a 29-28 lead. When we come back, we'll have our first half recap and stat line right here on TV-Marywood.
So we got Gwynedd. There's only, I still want to miss it. All right, thank you.
with a team score of 390. Our first representative here today is a sophomore, Brianna Baker. Next up, we have a junior, Tessa Briseldon. A junior, Mariah Casey. A sophomore, Juliette Lepre. A senior, Rachel Sclafani. Not present here today is senior Kim Gary, senior Christiane Raucher, and junior Sarah Sturchak. Mariah Casey was a first-team Landmark Conference. Brianna Baker and Tess Briseldon were both second-team All-Conference. Also like to congratulate Eric Grunman, Dennis O'Hara, and Tara Machaco as the coaches. Once again, the 2017-18 Landmark Champion Women's Golf Team. We would like to also congratulate today a Marywood graduate from last year, Michael Thomas. Michael was the CSAC Male Scholar Athlete of the Year last year. He graduated with a degree in finance and investments, and during his time was a individual CSAC championship last year as the Pacers were runner-up in the conference. At the NCAA championships in his junior year, he finished 162nd out of 210 golfers and was the Marywood Co-Athlete of the Year. He won a team CSAC championship back in 2017. For his career, he was a 17 first-place finisher, a Marywood School record, 39 top 5 finishers, 47 top 10 finishes, and finished his career with a scoring average of 75 in 70 rounds. Once again, Michael Thomas. Congratulations both to the Marywood men's and women's golf programs.
tremendous performance by them. Let's quickly take a look at our first half stats here, and safe to say this is going to be a thriller for the rest of this one, as the Pacers are actually, they are at 33% from the floor, the Griffins 41%, only 2 of 13 from beyond the arc, but most of their scoring is coming from underneath, and at the free throw line they lead in the rebound battle, and only 4 turnovers thus far, which is a good sign.
And a big stat to see is 10 offensive rebounds for the Pacers in that first half. They are getting many second chance points. That's why the shooting percentage doesn't matter as much right now, because even when they miss, they are getting their own rebounds and putting them in. And we are underway for the second half of this game.
So, Gwynedd Mercy starts the second half with the basketball. They now move right to left on your screen. The Pacers in the home gray moving left to right. Pass inside, and the lay-in that time is good.
Interesting stat to see also, Gwynedd played 12 different people in that first half.
Schwartz, the floater doesn't go. Roden couldn't get it, but he gets another chance as they're going to get it to Ringland. Tinkham over to Schwartz. Schwartz drives. The floater doesn't go. Back into the arms of Schwartz.
2 offensive rebounds in 1 play. We're talking about, see, this is why the percentages don't matter. They're collecting their own misses and putting them back up for more points.
So let's set the floor for you for Newman.
Gwynedd.
I'm sorry, Gwynedd. So you have Samoa Slewison out there, Rich Dunham, Courtney Kubich, as that 3 doesn't go. Kubich with the rebound, and he'll be fouled.
That's on Roden,
Wolf is
right?
out there.
That's on Roden.
That's going to be on Roden. That's his
first, I believe.
First. Yes, that is his first. And it is also Jordan Perkins out there for Gwynedd. So a little bit of a shakeup from the starting lineup. But for the Pacers, it is their starting 5. It's Catching, Schwartz, Tinkham, Roden, and Ringland. Kubich gets that one.
You see Coach Barron talking to 2 of his players on the side there for the Griffins.
I think the biggest key for the Pacers in the second half is going to be shooting the basketball, because they had such a poor second half against Immaculata. They were only 9 of 27 from the floor and 23% from beyond the arc, 3 of 13. Catchings, I don't think Roden was expecting that pass.
That was...
He gets it and makes the shot. Ringland almost had the steal. Good hustle on his part. Perkins over to Kubich. Into the corner. Pass up to Wolf, and they reset. A drive and a lay-in by Courtney Kubich.
I have a feeling this lead's going to keep going back and forth the whole half now.
I would not at all be surprised if that's the case.
You've seen each possession, the lead's changed hands so far to start this half.
Catchings, they give off to Roden.
To Ringland.
Ringland. Inside, doesn't get it. The second chance doesn't go. Kubich with the rebound. Lewison brings it up the floor.
And that's a third charge of this game. And the Griffins are in disbelief right now. That's the third time.
Tinkham takes his second charge of the night.
And that's the first foul for Sluian from the Griffins. And they're busting out a press now. Looks like a 3-2 press.
I think they went to 2-2-1 with the trap coming off it.
It like kept switching. It was like they had a line of 3, then they had like a line of 1-1-1.
Schwartz
Good
gives
pass.
it to Roden. Underneath, that's blocked by Perkins.
That's the second block Perkins has had. That's just been sent into like row 2. Early substitution. Wow. Obviously, Coach Barron sees something we don't.
That's going to be Jeff Segafuge back in for the Gwynedd Mercy Griffins. Ringland underneath. Turns
Stays
around
with it.
and gets it.
Momentarily lost that, but stayed with the play. They're going for a trap there. And it works. It forces a turnover.
Slewison had it and then lost it. And it's a turnover for the Griffins.
One thing to note, the Griffins with more turnovers in the first half than the Pacers, and see if that continues here in the second.
Into Roden. Got his man in the air.
And they're pressing, too, after the made shot.
Not a bad philosophy for Coach Mastriani, and it's worked.
Well, hey, it worked last possession. They turned it over there. Couldn't even get it over half court.
A make into a press, and it's working out right now. Dunham.
As the Griffins like to use a lot of clock to set up their plays, it's going to be interesting. That's how he's going to limit some of the time.
And Cubbage is going to get called for another travel.
And that's
it'll go back to the Pacers.
And that's turnover on back-to-back possessions for the Griffins.
Roden.
Kick out the catchings.
Ringland underneath, but doesn't get him.
For three.
Three ball. Doesn't get it. Perkins with the board.
The crowd was ready to explode on that shot. If it went in.
Dunham with a nice move. Doesn't get it. Roden with another
nice
board.
and secure rebound by Roden there. And he's looking to push the tempo. Tries a Euro step.
Can't get it. Tinkham's fouled hard.
Ooh, that was a hard landing right in front of the Pacers bench. And that foul's on Jordan Perkins.
That's his first. Schwartz inside. Roden.
Oh, goes for the tip slam.
Doesn't get it.
And the Pacers have two guys back behind the play.
Gwynedd has got numbers inside. And an easy lay-in that time for Segafuge.
Tell you what, if he made that tip slam Roden, that would have been crazy. That would have been up there with that poster.
That would have been a SportsCenter top 10 type play. An errant pass there by Tinkham.
Pass.
Tinkham redeems himself. Gets hit hard.
Jeez, credit to Tinkham.
Tinkham's been hit hard twice in the last about 30 seconds.
He's also taking a charge this quarter, too.
And one in the first half as well.
Scrappy.
So Greg Barton and his 3 fouls will come back in.
Very scrappy game from Tinkham. You got to love it. Going and doing the dirty work for the Pacers.
Interesting note, and I just realized this, the Pacers don't have a player in double figures right now.
Everyone's doing a little bit of everything.
And as I say that, Schwartz gets to 11, so he is the first Pacer in double figures.
Commentator's curse.
Yes, it is.
Acrobatic layup doesn't fall. Roden with another rebound.
That's number 7 for Jaden Roden. Tinkham gets his man in the air. Inside to Ringland, who wasn't expecting the pass. Ringland's shot doesn't go. Barton with the board. Dunham, the pull-up J, doesn't go. Ringland gets a rebound. That's number 4.
Roden going up.
Looking for an easy lay-in, and he's got it.
Who got the assist on that one? Catchings?
You got to give that to Donovan there.
"30-second timeout," the ref is indicating.
30-second timeout for Gwynedd.
Roden's doing a great job on the boards tonight for the Pacers.
He's done a great job. He's got 7 rebounds, 2 on the offensive end as well. Tip Swartz, 3 of his rebounds were on the offensive end.
This Pacers team in general, I mean, look at the total of offensive rebounds as a team. It's ridiculous. They have almost as many offensive as they do defensive.
That's a great point.
They're certainly going to work getting their own misses and in turn making those second chance points. The percentages aren't there, but the points are. They're making up for it with their own second chance points. And Pacers looking to press coming out of the timeout. Looks like
1-2-2 press. They got the trap coming up, and they don't go to it. Kind of surprising there because that was the press that they usually use to trap in.
That was the press where they got the turnover, the throw out of bounds.
That's going to be a long 2 there for Donovan Spencer. So it's back to a 3-point game. Roden inside the Euro.
He was in the
restricted
zone.
That was in the restricted zone. Great play by Roden and Rick recognized that. So he is going to get 2 shots at the line.
I admire the scrappiness from Donovan Spencer on that play to attempt that.
Sometimes people forget about that restricted zone, and it's a spot where you're not allowed to take a charge.
Checking in.
So the Pacers take advantage as Roden knocks down his first free throw.
Pacers going small ball now.
So Ringland takes a seat as DeGroot will come in.
Going small ball.
But Roden, who granted is only 6'2", and I think that's generous at 6'2". I think he's got to be taller than that. But my goodness, can that kid jump? There's been times where Jaden, I mean, you saw it last week against Newman. He will jump, and his head is above the rim.
So it doesn't even matter that they don't have like a big man on the court because he can make up for that. And as can Tip Swartz, as indicated by the rebounding total from both of them.
That's true. Swartz has 5. Roden's got 7.
Yeah, they both combined for 12. And that's Catching's second foul of the night. Makes both free throws, making this a 3-point game with 13:24 left in the game, in regulation. And they're now pressing pretty high, 3-2. 3-2 in the full court. It looks like a 2-3 in the half court, though.
Catchings kicks over to Tinkham. Tinkham the kick out to Swartz.
Pump fake.
Catchings out to DeGroot. DeGroot, the 3 ball could have been fouled, but they don't call it.
Tell you what, Catchings is a nice bounce pass.
Dunham for 3, doesn't get it.
Roden
comes up with it, but
jump
they
ball.
are going to get a jump ball before, and it's going to go back to the Pacers.
Good effort there by Roden. Does he get credited with another rebound for that?
I think he does, and then he just loses it with the double.
Yep, he does. That's
he
number
does.
8.
That's 8 rebounds for Jaden Roden.
8 and 8 from Roden.
Hinkham inside has his shot blocked. And Tinkham's going to head to the bench as it's Tone Cockrell back in.
Cockrell to inbound. Finds Catchings.
Catchings gives it into
Back
the
to
corner to Cockrell.
Roden finds Catchings cutting. Floater.
The floater
and
alert.
it's good.
Floater alert.
And that's 5 points for Catchings today.
Goes out of bounds. We'll stay
He's
here
had more
with
than.
the
Oh no,
Griffins.
that's 7 points for Catchings. I was going to say 5 seemed like a bit low for him. The way he's been playing. You look at how balanced that scoring output is from the Pacers.
Underneath.
Good defense
Cubbage
for Swartz. He got a piece of that.
Number 9 for Jaden Roden.
And Swartz got a piece of that, it looked like. 3 up from Cockrow. And
Cockrow once again knocks it down. An 8-point advantage for the Pacers.
And a foul called on number 3,
That's
Tip
on
Swartz.
Tip.
2 shots. It looked like he got the ball, but it sounded like he hurt. It looked like he got the ball, but it sounded a little bit like a little of a hand. And Coach Barron doesn't even have anyone in the lined up. He just has all 4 of his guys next to him talking to them.
Cubbage gets the friendly roll there.
And he's going to make a substitution. It's going to be number 3, Soma Slowian.
The Pacers' largest lead is 9. It stands at 7 at the moment.
With Cubbage looking to cut it down to 6.
Doesn't get it.
That was a crazy roll.
The group with the board gives it off to Cockrell.
That was a pretty crazy roll.
Almost went in, too. The group, the pump, the drive,
and the foul.
And the foul.
Tell you what, Ketchings has done a good job of moving the ball tonight. Despite only having 2 assists, he's done a good job of moving the ball around. And DeGroot makes the free throw.
And that is the Pacers' largest lead of the night at 10.
Off of the old-fashioned three-pointer. Coach Barron calling a play from the sideline. And it looks like it's man-to-man from the Pacers.
Roden inside.
Oh, and he got shoved there.
I don't know if they're going to credit him with rebound number 10 there. We'll have to wait and see, but
he took a nice shove on that.
That he did.
That's the scrappiness you get with Roden, though. Not afraid to go put himself in that situation, and it shows.
And I don't think they gave it to him. So he still has 9 rebounds.
And that pass is deflected by the Griffins, but it'll stay here at Pacers ball.
Yeah, they didn't give it to him. Swartz to DeGroot for 3, doesn't go. Just followed his shot, did a good job there.
One thing to note, 13 offensive rebounds for the Pacers.
That's a big number.
This current lineup's got
inside. Back out to Cubbage for 3. Doesn't get it.
This current
Rebound
five.
number 6 for Tip Swartz.
This current 5's doing a great job on the glass without a big man.
Floater
and the foul.
DeGroot does it again. Hoop and the harm. DeGroot now with 11 can make it 12 with a made free throw, and he does.
As Ringland checks back into the game. And Roden's going to take a breather. With the Pacers up 13.
Roden has really put up some quality minutes.
And it looks like the Griffins making 2 changes of their own as well.
Not only has Roden put up some quality minutes, he is in our double-double watch. He's got 8 points, 9 rebounds, played very, very well. And you can see there, how valuable he's been to this Pacers team. Cubbage inside.
Great ball movement on this possession. As the shot
and the harm for Dunham.
As the shot clock expires, an and one.
Fouls on DeGroot. That is only his first.
And misses the free throw with the chance to cut it to a 10-point lead.
The lead is 11.
Cockrell brings it up. Gets it over.
Inside, Ringland up and under, can't get it. Offensive rebound by DeGroot.
And
doesn't get it.
DeGroot and
nice shot by Cockrell to pick his pocket there. Pacers got numbers. Schwartz for three. And it down. Bring out the arrows in a timeout for the Griffins.
14-point Pacer lead with 8:57 remaining. Timeout Griffins.
Wow.
This is the opposite of the Pacers' performance in the second half Monday night.
That is an
So we look at the crowd, and again, packed house.
Packed house, lots of, you see the women's teams in there. You see the cheerleaders right there, the tossing the shirts into the crowd. If you come out to a Pacers game, you can get one because they toss them into the crowd every once in a while. They're kind of a cool shirt. It says Marywood Pacers Fierce Focus First. It's a really kind of cool looking shirt. You see right there in the middle, now towards the left of your screen, that green shirt right there. That's the shirt. But this Pacers team is really giving Gwynedd head coach John Barron some problems. And Barron has done a great job at Gwynedd Mercy in his 17th year with the Griffins. A career 677 winning percentage. 310 wins to his name. And he currently ranks 32nd nationally of over 500 Division III head coaches all time in winning percentage.
Have to be doing something right to be able to remain in the same coaching job for 17 seasons.
He's done really well with them. 8 20-win seasons, 4 conference championships, 7 conference championship game appearances, 5 NCAA tournament appearances, and 3 NCAA tournament wins, along with numerous regional and national rankings.
That's also a phenomenal league record throughout his career. As the Griffins move the ball around.
Kick out. Cubbage.
Deep three.
Henry doesn't get it. That's rebound number 8 for Tip Schwartz.
Floater up from Cockrell, and it's in. Now a 16-point lead. Also, one more foul, and the Pacers are at the 1-and-1 bonus. I believe that's a foul, and yep, that's number 2 for Tone Cockrell.
The give and go. Dunham in the corner with it. Cubbage.
Great
inside
pass.
to Dunham.
That was a great pass.
That's good basketball IQ
Almost
there.
a walk.
With 5 to shoot. He doesn't get it. Barton can't get the rebound, and Swartz comes up with it. That's rebound number 9 for Tip Swartz.
Great play by Catchings to avoid the turnover.
Swartz comes out of the pile with it.
Phenomenal effort from Catchings on that one to avoid a Pacers turnover.
Six to shoot. Cockrell kicks to Catchings. 3 to shoot
Loses
inside,
control
and they
of it.
lose it.
And it's a lays it up and in from Greg Barton.
Cockrell, the pull-up jumper, doesn't go, follows his shot, comes out with the board, gets fouled.
Oh!
Doesn't make it, but he gets up.
He's fired up.
And he is fired up. You hit the nail on the head right there.
The refs rushing to it because they thought something was going to escalate there. And the Pacers are now in the 1-and-1 bonus. For Gwynedd, it's been the tale of two halves shooting from 3. They were 4 of 9 at one point in the first half, and now they're 4 of 18. They've yet to make another one.
0 for 6 there in the second half for Gwynedd shooting the 3 ball.
It's been the tale of two halves for them from the perimeter shooting. As Tip
Swartz
Swartz
takes his seat.
Oh, no, Tip Swartz going to the trainer's table. Looks like he's shaken up.
Looks like he was just stretching out his back there. Let's see.
Jaden Roden comes on for him in replace.
Cockrell misses his second free throw, so the lead stands at 15. Oh, no, it's looks like it might be a hamstring that they're working on there, or a quad. But it's the left leg for Tip Swartz that they're working on. But it's okay. Like, he's got, with a 15-point lead, the Pacers have some room so that if he's out for a little while, it's not a big deal. It doesn't look like anything too serious. Hopefully he's able to return to this game and he'll be able to play on Saturday.
Looks more like a hamstring, the way that they're stretching his leg out. As you can see in the background, too, behind the Pacers bench in the back of your
you
screen.
See him in the top of your screen
next
there.
to the Gatorade jug.
So the Pacers play Cabrini. They're off on Saturday. They play Cabrini right here next Wednesday night. That is going to be a big game because you beat Cabrini down at Ashton, down at Cabrini, and now you really could use a win over them at home.
As Jaden Roden makes the first of the 1-and-1. Yeah, that's a hamstring stretch he's doing.
You were an exercise science or AT major before this, weren't you?
Yeah, AT.
Show off. Roden knocks down 2 of 2. 17-point lead, the largest lead of any team tonight. Over Ringland, he doesn't get it.
Almost gets the foot bucket.
That's on Ringland. That's his third.
And it's a double-double for Jaden Roden with that made free throw on the other end.
So 10 and 10 for Jaden Roden. That's 2 double-doubles in a row.
Doesn't look like Tip Swartz will get that there at this point.
As long as the Pacers hold this lead, I wouldn't be surprised if he's done for the night. But if it gets close, he'll probably be back.
I think regardless of precaution, they'll sit him.
Yeah, but at the same time, you need to win this game. So if he...
Yeah, but at the same time, you have a week till your next game. So if you leave him out here, don't let him injure it further, and then he has a week till the next game.
Roden had to Groot underneath, but he missed him. And he turns the ball over in the process.
And that's only turnover number 7 for the Pacers tonight. They've done a great job of taking care of the ball.
Considering they average about 14 a game, that's a very good sign. Inside to Cubbage underneath. He'll be fouled by Catchings, who
I believe that's
doesn't
his
quite
third.
agree with it. That's going to be his third.
And that's going to put Gwynedd at the 1-and-1 bonus. However, that was a shooting foul, so he'll shoot 2.
Cubbage makes the first one.
How many undone?
Cubbage has had a pretty productive night. He's got 10 points, 6 rebounds. Also tallied 3 assists as well.
A little bit of everything.
Misses that one. That's rebound number 12 for Jaden Roden. Cockrell drives, goes baseline, has it knocked away, and it will stay here.
And that's number 3, Soma Slowian, who hit the deck there. Looks to be okay, though.
And Swartz is off the trainer's table. Looks like he's just going to stretch his legs out a little bit. Hopefully he'll be good to go.
From where we're sitting, it looked like a left hamstring injury.
Catchings is going to be
And it's a
fouled
foul.
and head to the line. That's going to be
Number 4 for
Clayton Wolf.
That's his 4th foul. And he'll have to be careful as Coach Barron just looks like he's about to sub him off anyway. Actually, no. He's going to keep him on. It's only 5 minutes left in a big game like this. I could see why. Catchings makes the first.
Tell you what, if the Pacers can finish this off, and right now sitting with a 17-point lead, they really could. This would be a huge, huge statement win in the Atlantic East.
As the lead is now 18 points for the Pacers. Step back, and it's
He's
in.
got it. And a timeout will be taken by head coach John Barron.
4:41 left here in the second half, and the Pacers with a 16-point lead.
64-48.
Pacers closing in on their average on scoring.
Also looked like, considering he's right behind the Pacers bench, you can kind of see him. It almost looks like Tip might be stretching out his back a little bit right now. Because that's what I thought it was when he walked over to the trainer, because he looked like he was kind of stretching out his back a little bit.
The first few stretches, it looked like it was his hamstring, but then the last two could also be for hamstring and back.
Well, you're the former AT major, so you would know. You got to. Did you take any classes with Heidi last year? Where you?
I believe Heidi only taught aquatics.
Just basic aquatics?
No, that's all Heidi taught.
Really?
Shelby's the one you're thinking of.
Shows how much I know. That's why I stick to the comm department.
And it's gonna be Pacers ball.
Coach Enrico Mastriani must be pleased with his team. They've put out a great performance tonight. And they definitely
that's going to
be ending up with a statement win in the Atlantic East. Got to get it up the
Wow,
floor,
they're
though. Roden does. Finds DeGroote
Roden
inside.
with the
Doesn't get it.
Ringland with the tip on it.
And it goes out off.
Oh,
Gwynedd.
Tip Swartz checking back into the game for the Pacers.
Swartz is good to go. It still looks like he's favoring that left leg a little bit, but not too bad.
He'll soldier through. He wants that double-double.
And Coach Mastriani's pulling out all the stops in this one to try to get his team a big win.
Just trying to ensure the victory before it takes him out, probably.
Cockrell, they give to Roden inside! And a two-hit flushing the foul!
We told you he had hops.
We were waiting for something like that from Roden, and he finally throws it down. An emphatic two-handed dunk. Gets the foul, and will have one more at the free throw line.
Clayton Wolf checking back in with his 4 fouls.
Roden completes the three-point play, extends the lead to 19.
And is that the biggest? I believe that's the biggest lead of the night.
That's the largest lead of the night for the Pacers, standing at 19 points. Gwynedd in the double bonus, so any fouls will result in 2 free throws for the Pacers. A big block by Ringland.
And
man, they want this win bad.
They want to come out and make a statement here tonight.
Sommers makes the 3 with a hand in his face.
And I believe that's the first three-pointer made from Gwynedd all half.
That is a great point. They made, let's see.
They were 0 for 6 to start the half at least.
Just their 5th of the game. They're 1 for 7 in the second half.
That's crazy.
What a game this has been. We told you that this was going to be the biggest game of the year for this team, and it really has been. And Mike just pointed this out, and it's a great point. The rebounding battle. 45 rebounds for the Pacers. 18 on the offensive end. That's not something you see from them.
That's 8-0 for their season average, and there's still 4 minutes left to play in the game.
They could hit 50 rebounds in this game, and I would not be surprised at all if they do.
They have 3 times as many offensive rebounds.
What's funny, though, and I've always found this astonishing, especially considering that they have the stats for us. The Pacers have taken 16 more shots than Gwynedd. Their shooting percentage is lower. Their three-point percentage
it's all the second chance
is
points.
lower. Second chance points.
And free throws.
Free throws. And making their shots inside count.
And it's also like the old saying goes, control the glass, control the game. The Pacers are proving that here tonight.
Cockrell will be fouled from behind by Dunham. That's 3 on Rick Dunham.
And it's going to be 2 free throws because they're over the double bonus. It's going to be 2 for Cockrell. Makes
first free throw goes down for Cockrell.
That's 14 of 18 from the line for the game, the Pacers. They've attempted more free throws than they have threes in this game.
And that's not like the Pacers. This team is the second best three-point shooting team in the conference. But they're making it count inside, and that's huge against this Gwynedd team that they're more than likely going to see in the playoffs.
Pump fake gets him, and the foul from number 3, Tip Swartz.
Wolf got hit pretty hard on that one. Swartz is going to pick up his second foul.
He did a good job getting Ringland to jump on there and miss the pump fake.
He got Ringland jumping right out of the gym. So for those of you who are into TVM's original programming, you know that Beyond the Arch is our show hosted by our very own Nicolo Manzo about the different teams. He brings in a different team every week with a different player. As Swartz inside.
Easy layup.
Gets the easy lay-in. But Nicolo brings back Beyond the Arch Season 4 coming your way this spring right here on TV-Marywood's YouTube and Facebook pages.
And that's a quick steal and lay-in. Gwynedd might not be done here yet. 14. The lead is now 14.
Another turnover, but Catchings keeps it. They lose it again. Catchings from that with it again. A scrum on the floor. Roden has it now.
10-second violation. They didn't get the ball over half court.
So it'll go back to Gwynedd.
Gwynedd looks like they're catching a second win here.
You got 2:47, down by 14 points.
Ooh, Coach Barron getting in the ref's face on the sideline. What's the call on that?
5 seconds. And now the Pacers get it again.
That's number 5.
On a hold, and he's done.
That's the end of his night. That's foul number 5, and he is now out. And Coach Barron is not happy at all.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him get a technical.
I think that it is.
Or does he take a timeout? So what is it?
Inappropriate language from Coach Barron over there. He is not pleased that his player just fouled out on what he did not feel like was a foul. And it was not a technical foul.
Swellian's back in.
And he is still hot over there.
He's not happy with the referee's calls at all. Swartz makes his first.
$17 points for Swartz. And now it's 18.
Roden lost his footing there. Cubbage drives, got Swartz and Ringland in the air.
That was good
and he
deep
gets
from
the
Ringland.
lay-in.
Sometimes you just got to tip your hat to him.
And Catchings with the double dribble.
As the turnovers are starting to mount up for the Pacers. It's only a 14-point game.
72-58. Off Kubich's leg. Back to the Pacers.
I was going to say, that was relatively obvious. I don't know what he's arguing.
Roden's got to get it in.
Called a
and
timeout.
He gets a timeout.
Smart. This way he didn't have to force anything. It's going to be a full timeout here from the Pacers.
All right, 2:27 left. 72-58 is your score. Pacers lead by 14. While we have a moment, let's take a quick look again at our Atlantic East standings, as they could change quite a bit. I mean, will the standings and
Is tiebreakers head-to-head, right?
that is a good point. That's going to be huge, because if this result holds, and I'd actually like to find out the rest of
Results?
the rest of the games, see what's going on there.
But yeah, if
Let me
this
see.
result can hold, then the Pacers
The
will...
Pacers would catapult into first place. Gwynedd would be second. Both would be 5-1, and also 13-6 overall. But
Not that overall
let me
record
see.
matters in terms of standings here.
Yeah, and that would make the Cabrini game even more important, because if they can get the win over Cabrini, that automatically means Cabrini's not getting the top seed, because Gwynedd has already beaten Cabrini. Cabrini's 2 losses are to Marywood and Gwynedd.
And with the 16 playoff format, it's going to be top 2 with the bye in the first round, just like in the NFL.
So let's see, what is
and
today?
You figure with the win here, and if they can hold on here, and then if they could beat Cabrini, then they'd all pretty much lock up a first round bye.
Ringland is doubled. Catchings now over to Roden.
I like.
They're going to pull it out, try to kill the shot clock.
Good find from Ringland and an easy lay-in for Catchings.
So Immaculata's game has gone final. They played at 7 o'clock tonight. They did not play a conference game, so they beat Rosemont 70
an old CSAC matchup there.
That was an old CSAC matchup. I'm looking here for Newman, and I think it's Cabrini.
That's if they play tonight.
Let's see once this loads.
Adam Bosada checking in for the Pacers.
It's actually Newman and Wesley. That game is really close. Newman 68, Wesley 67. 2 minutes and change remaining in regulation in that game.
As we get a foul here on the Pacers. Number 24, Jaden Roden. That's his second of the game.
Cubbage in and out.
Coach Masserine. He has Bosada sit down and has DeGroot get up instead.
Still trying to find you the scorer of the Cabrini game. If I can. It's Cabrini and Marymount. Jalen Peebles will come in now for Gwynedd.
And that's a foul on the Griffins. And that'll send Tone Cockrell to the line for the Pacers with a chance to increase this lead with under 2 minutes remaining in the game.
Maybe delay a game on Gwynedd
for calling over all of his players. And what was it that he said with the 1?
So that was the time of it. So Cabrini and Marymount. Marymount 64, Cabrini 62. So
that's a big game.
We have had some good games in the Atlantic East tonight. And we could see a totally different standing
tomorrow morning. Depending on how those two close games finish out, you're right, 100%. As he makes both free throws to make this a 17-point game with under 2 minutes remaining.
Cubbage!
Big block
by Ringland! Again! Nice up and under finish there by Peebles.
And the Pacers inbound it quickly. Cockrell drives it in.
The alley-oop try for Ringland doesn't get it.
Almost.
Oh, man, they wanted that one. Just a little bit too far out of the reach of Ringland. I'm sure that's not something they practice too often.
The Pacers pressing with up 15 with a minute and a half left.
I can tell you one thing for sure. If they would have made that would have been a Sports Center top 10 submission.
The roof would have went off of the place here.
And they get Henry standing off, stepping out of bounds.
Tip Swartz coming back into the game for Jack DeGroot.
So the leading scorers for the Pacers are as follows. You have Swartz with 18, also with 8 rebounds. Jaden Roden has 13 and 12 rebounds. Jack DeGroot, 12 points.
Cockrell going up. Might be an oop.
Ringland again.
Another dunk for Ringland. And they're up 17 with a minute 20 left to go.
How about one more? Let Tip get in on the fun. Let him throw down a dunk. Or Horsley. Oh! Ringland
This
just
crowd is on their feet.
Holy smokes!
Third time's the charm, they say.
I think that's going to have to go to Sports Center. So if you're watching this,
and the poster
pull this
too.
video out, download the video, cut it up, find that dunk, and submit it to Sports Center.
As well as Ringland's poster in the first half too.
We got 3 Sports Center worthy dunks in this one. 2 from Ringland and 1 now from Jaden Roden on the alley-oop.
Cockrell looking to put 5 Pacers in double-digit scoring on the night. And he does.
81-66 your score, 15-point lead.
And he makes both. It's a 16-point game with 45 remaining.
That was kicked out by Catchings. So with a 16-point lead, going into make that 13 now.
With 41 remaining.
With 40 seconds remaining, Cockrell's fouled again. So in all likelihood, the Pacers will improve here. They will improve to 5-1 in the conference, taking down Gwynedd Mercy and their 5-0 record.
As well as moving on to a 13-6 overall record, both league and overall identical to the Griffins record.
But the most important part, the Pacers hold the tiebreaker. We want a home semifinal, and let's hope championship game here at the Insulaco Arena. We haven't had a championship game here before. That would really be a fun night.
As he makes both free throws. I'd like to see Ringland get another basket so we can get 6 people in double figures.
A miss there.
And there's a 1 second difference between the shot clock and game clock.
Roden has it. Let me get in on the action. I want to take a 3 ball.
I'd like to see Ring. Just chuck the ball up in the air at the end of the shot clock, and that's going to do it.
So the Pacers, 84-69 winners, as they're going to let the shot clock expire with 1.4 on the clock. Just going to have an inbound,
and that'll
do it.
Pacers making a statement here with the 15-point victory, dropping 84 points on the best defense in the conference.
A statement win by the Marywood Pacers tonight. 84-69 winners.
And as the saying goes, control the glass, control the game. That was the story of tonight.
That was the story of the game. You had Schwartz had 18, Roden had 17 points. And on the boards, they controlled the boards. 46 total rebounds for the Pacers tonight.
They almost had as many offensive rebounds as Gwynedd did defensive.
That's true. They had 18 offensive rebounds in this game.
And they also had 27 free throws on the game.
Making 22 of them. They shot 82% from the free throw line. A tremendous night from the Pacers. I'd say, Mike, you had a pretty fine day for your first night here for TV-Marywood here.
Thanks for having me.
And it was a pleasure to have you, as it was a pleasure for all of you to be watching us tonight. Thank you for watching. So, with that being said, for my partner Mike Donato and our entire TV-Marywood crew, I'm Brendan Murphy saying goodnight from the Insulaco Arena. Once again, your final score, the Pacers take down undefeated Gwynedd Mercy 84-69.